Oh wow, it's already live. Alright, one sec, let me get out links and stuff. Where did I put that? There it is. Yeah, I know, Clooney. You can be in it too if you want. 346. There it is. There we go. Literally haven't streamed so long, I'm trying to find my buttons. Watch you talk about roller coasters. Why is it still Coney on the thumbnail? Actually, I kind of want to keep it. I kind of want to just keep it. I'm not gonna lie. Change that thumbnail real quick. So I still have the Coney Doxman thumbnail, which is kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. How do I get to the thing? But we're gonna keep it Coney thumbnail for now. Total clickbait. Screw it. Here we go. Not you. Me. Get down there. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I'm not using the microphone. OBS doesn't like microphone. I do have one, though. One of my recent channel improvements. Look at this little boy. Be using all most of my vids. But yeah. What's up, everyone? Rayon here. Jared, whatever you want to call me. We are talking today about some roller coasters. Because it's been high time. I've done like top 10s of the year and stuff. I've done like my favorite coasters that I posted videos of. Well, I've never done a proper top 10, top 25 kind of videos. So today we're gonna be narrowing that down, I guess. Because I listed on this a good 66 roller coasters. Good 66 rides, because I've been on about 346 now, close to 350. Hopefully definitely getting there this year. Question is where, what, and how to get to 400, but it's enough. Like I said, I got 66. We're going to try and get down to 25 today. And I thought I'd do a fun little live looking at that. So, what's up? Come chat with me if you're here. If not, this will be a nice little vlog to do some stuff to you later. So, enjoy. If you guys want to support me on the channel, make sure you get some Raised Energy. We're going to pretend like this is Raised Energy and not another thing that I just picked up because I'm sleepy after work. Code SkyRage save you 15% on all of your online purchases. Repsports.com. I'll do some links in the description, you know the drill. And of course, TCG Player. Trading card game stuff. But we're not doing sponsored, we're talking about rides. Let's just go ahead and do these in order. Got a pen here. Got a pen here. We're going to take some notes. We're going to open an app thing. Like I said, I might honestly just use this as clips. Alright, so starting things off, we have a couple coasters at Adventureland. This is a park that I went to recently. 2023 visits. It'll be I don't know. I'll probably just. I don't know if I'll leave links in the description or just. There's a big playlist. Make sure you click on that playlist of my Mario Park vlogs. That I'm going to talk about those a lot. Yeah. Starting off, I wrote down Monster, which is their Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster. It's not going to be one of the ones I immediately recognize. I'm just one of the ones I've been listing. I did enjoy it, though. I did definitely enjoy this ride, which is something I think we're going off of. But very floaty. All those inversions are just like Hangtime City. The first drop was decent, I guess. Nothing too memorable. But like I like the lift hill, the straight up lift hills. I don't know I might just put all straight up lift hills in the same category, but how you basically just lying there. I know a couple of the rides I was just like, all right, we can take a nap now. Staring straight at the sun, chilling out for a couple seconds before we got to top and went straight over. But it was a fun ride. Not gonna say it's the best in the park, but I definitely enjoyed it. I'll say I'm gonna start doing a top rating scale. I probably should have thought this before I started streaming, but that's how we've had this out, I guess. We'll do like points for thrills, points for forces, points for theming. What else can I do? I'll give it a couple points for each, but we'll say monster. Let's keep this open. Kind of want to have this boy open. You know what? We'll do it. It's going to be weird, but we'll do it. Let's go ahead and see if I can add a layer in. OBS, what are you doing? Just made itself super tiny for some reason. There we go. I'm back. I don't like this pop-up chat. Keeps messing with me. Okay, we're back. We're totally back. So we're gonna do a new layer in here. Do media source. Display capture. Oh god. It's just this. Yes. That's the wrong one. Okay, so not that one. Change it. We are professional here on this channel. Very professional. What was it? Image media source. Video capture. Window capture. That's it. Name looks like meow. Don't know why. There we go. It's actually right on it. Alright, so this is my little intro right there. I haven't scripted, but we're gonna just go down. Put you in the corner or something. Now put you in the corner, OBS. Thank you. OBS. There we go. And put right down there. Cool. Let's shrink this down. This corner. Alright, it's gonna be a really hard. Hi, Coney. Want me a video? Coney, come here. You can be on video if you want. She's so sensitive. I know I end up putting that out of a lot of videos, but my dog Coney is very, very sound sensitive. Alright, so start down here. Monster. We're gonna give it. We'll say we'll do 2 points for every category. So, thrill level 2 is definitely a very thrilling ride. Fun factor 2, I guess. Yeah, we'll do it out of 3, but we'll do 3 thrill, 2 fun. It was a good ride, but it wasn't the best ride. And theming doesn't really have anything. I mean, there's the cars look nice. I guess we give it 1 for that. 2, 3, 1. Forces, we'll give it a 2. I feel like there should be 5 categories. I'm not sure what the 5th category should be, but we'll see theme, thrill, fun / rewritability. What did I say? Forces. There should be something else. There should be something else. We'll figure it out later. Rewritability. I feel like that'd be the same as fun. Yeah, we'll give monster 1 in theme, 2 in thrill, 2 in fun, 2 in force. So that's gonna be a 7 out of whatever our thing is. We'll figure it out later. We'll go back and figure all that stuff out later. Alright. I'll put you down here. No, I don't want you to be maxed out. I want you to be down here. This is so unprofessional. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, moving on. Next one up is also at that park, Outlaw. This was definitely the highlight of the park for me. Wait, why are you so big? I said get little. Little. Thank you. You don't need to be a big boy. I just need to be able to have everyone see you up there. But, Outlaw. I was just say about that. Fun. You can tell I'm definitely streaming right after work with how thoughtless I am right now. But This is basically the last CCI, part GCI, you know the drill. Can I get back to the mainstream, please? I'm trying to mess with UT while I'm doing this live. There we go, there's the analytics. Here you go, Watcher, what's up? But, yeah, Outlaw is a pretty good roller coaster. It has all the twistiness that we expect from GCI coasters. I know in the review videos I was talking about comparing it to some like Mystic Timbers or Thunderhead or whatnot. Insert good wooden twister coaster here. But it's that ride, but with classic buzz bars. So those exemplify the forces. Insane airtime that you get on it compared to what you should on a GCI. And well, that's for decent. That's for good. I was throwing around a lot. The rewriability I might have to dock at one point just because it was an older wooden coaster and them's got those feels on, but like really solid ride. So theming, there's nothing there. There's like we're not gonna count the sign up front. Thrill factor definitely 2. Force fun definitely 2 there. I need to figure out what this last thing is because I want there to be one more factor. Let me set on. But it's actually this is a monster right now. That's a surprise. I thought it'd be the other way around. I guess because Monster had the car on it. What could be the last factor? Chad, if you could think of the fifth factor to judge these on, I'm trying to do 2 points for everything. Right. Moving on the list, we're going. I have these in alphabetical order, so we're going down to Busch Gardens, Tampa. I went there forever ago. I need to go back because, as you're about to see on this little list right here, there's no Iron Gwazi. Also no Tigers, but there's no Iron Gwazi. I need to go back and ride that thing, and I would love to because there are a couple rides on this list that are from that park, but maybe this year I can do a Florida trip. I know they're getting Phoenix Rising, so that'd be a good excuse to go back. Yeah, here we talk about coasters. Starting off, Cheetah Hunts. This is their Intamin Blitz family style attraction. A little extreme to be a family ride, but first of all, I have to give it a point no matter what. No matter what, it's going to get a point because it's themed to cheetahs. And I love cheetahs. They're like one of my favorite animals. But, yeah, Cheetah Coaster. Getting a point for that alone. The ride itself is definitely more on the fun side than thrilling side. There's definitely some thrilling elements that, like, of course, the launches. It does have a singular inversion. And if the Savannah section was running, was a cool water feature. It was not when I was there, but it's not going to knock it too much for that. But definitely get some theming elements on it. It's huge theming. The fun factor, yes. Thrill factor, we're going to dock it down one thrill factor. But forces, I didn't count Forza on Outlaw. Wait. So 0, 1. Yes, I did. Yeah, forcefulness is not the most forceful ride because, again, this is more of a family coaster. But in general, very fun. I freaking love cheetahs. Give points to Cheetah Coaster. I don't care if I'm spelling these wrong. This is general list. So we got 2 for theme. Definitely there's, like I said, Busch Gardens is a great theme. A lot of these rides probably be a 2 of. Thrill. We'll say a 1. It's not the most thrilling ride, but it'll still have some stuff to it. Fun. I'll give it a 2. We'll give it a 2 and fun. It was a very fun ride. I remember re-riding it a couple times while I was down there. And force, like I said, it's not the most forceful, but we'll still give it a point there. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 6-pointer. I really need to figure out this thing by the end of the thing. We'll just keep on going back to it. Alright. Next one up at the park is Montu. This is going to be like 10-star 1 Monta. This is debatably, like, we'll have to compare it to its twin brother-sister, but this is debatably my favorite Denver coaster right now. I didn't get to ride it with the Crocodile Pit, obviously. That would have been a +1 point right there. You know what? I forgot to give Cheetah a point for being a cheetah. Yeah. Theming-wise, awesome Egyptian theming throughout all of it. There's a couple of neat near misses, especially with one of the other newer coasters there. Was it Cobra's Curse, I think? Yeah, it's Cobra's Curse. I don't feel like opening up RCDB. You can't stop me. Yeah, theming, cool. A very thrilling ride. Like, the pacing on this thing. Ooh, pacing might be the last one. We'll see. We'll see. Pacing might be the last one. If it is, then 1, monster slows down, 2, outlaw goes the whole time, 2, cheetah goes the whole time. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But, it was the same Montu. It's a very thrilling ride. Like, the pacing is insane on it. It just never stops. There is a mid-course midway through, which I guess slows you down, but didn't really affect my ride too much. At least that first half is absolutely insane. There's like the back-to-back versions, the dive into that, what you call it, Batwing kind of element. The thing that Vortex had, rest in peace, Vortex. But there's one on Montu, and you go super fast through it because it's like the speediest part of the ride. A lot of trench diving, super cool. It's a very fun, very long attraction. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if it's my favorite Edinburgh coaster. So for score, theming 2, thrill definitely 2, fun 2, force 2. Are we just gonna have? This is gonna be our first 8. It's our first 8. I really wish that I could figure out what our last element was. Oh my god, I'm gonna go through this whole thing trying to figure that out. All right, so yeah, we just talked about you. I'm immediately going from invert to invert on this thing. Because we're going up to Busch Gardens Williamsburg for next one. Spoilers. Not spoilers, we already finished talking about it. Kumba, I was not the biggest fan of Kumba. Excuse me. And I'm going to be getting some flack for that. Respect the history. One of B&M's first major creations, like, was the reason that they got their feet so wet. Good legacy ride. Very long, very twisty. It just, compared to Montu, it did nothing for me. So that's why I'm knocking it down a little bit. Good ride if you guys like it. Respect. Just not for me. Yeah. Talk about the other Busch Gardens park. Because I went to Williamsburg a couple years ago. Got a nice little video on the channel there. Did a 1.5 day excursion basically. And yeah, while we're talking about Montu being one of my favorite inverts, this is probably my other. Alpengeist is amazing. And caps lock. Alpi. That's how you spell it now. Shut up. Yeah, that first drop. It's like one of the tallest inverts in the world. I think it's like, is it 200? It might be close to 200. I'm gonna open up a little RCDB real quick. Should probably have this window up just in general, but don't worry about it. Just gonna look up a couple things. Oh my god, hold on. Let's go do this real quick. I'm just gonna real quick tab over to this. Just for a second, because the thing that opened when I went to RCDB. When I went to RCDB, it showed me. Hey look, this is me streaming how no one's watching me right now. It's fine. This is notes of anything else. It's the lab looking to help me do work later, if anything else. But look at this. Look at this right here on the screen. This is getting cloned for Six Flags Park later in this year, so check it out. I'm excited to check this out. I love new Vekomas, the few I've been on. And Next Gen Boomerang, come to Six Flags, New Jersey. Gives me another chance to go down there, because we'll talk about Six Flags towards the end. This is all alphabetical, but yeah. Okay, back to this. So we're talking about Alpengeist. Looking that up. Actually, dude, we can do it this way. That's awesome. Okay, I just figured out how we're gonna jump back and forth. This could be a little annoying. Dude, double chat. Where'd you go? Where did you go, friendo? There you are. Awesome. Yeah, Alpengeist right here. So he says almost 200. The drop itself is 195 feet, nearly 200. So it's basically a hypercoaster. And you can see we're just gonna, dude, this is how we're gonna do it. We're just gonna scroll through RCDB pictures. to show off how amazing this thing is. Look at that giant dive loop. Loop is fantastic. Twisty. I like this part. Little twist over the water section. Can you show that, please? This drop. This drop is why this ride is insane. Just 195 spiraling zoom. By that thing, you just flying down, you have pinned to your seat, and it just leaves you right into a couple of giant inversions before the big course. So, like, absolutely insane first half. The mid course does unfortunately slow you down quite a bit, but no big deal there. Because you still got some pretty good elements afterwards, like I said, this thing. It is a better shot of it. Love that going into the little snowy finale. Some sweet currents and stuff. I want to show. You're not going to show a good picture of the going over the water ride, are you? Okay, well, element goes over the water ride. Yeah, just these huge sweeping elements. It's absolutely, look at that brake run. This is a brake run. It's beautiful. You can see it from everywhere. The aesthetics is Love me some Apple, guys. And can you see it? I don't know if you see it. Even the cars have theming on them. I might also give this thing like an extra point for theming, if I could do that. So we're gonna go back to Alpengeist. I'm gonna say extra points. We'll award extra points for the last two. Alright, so we'll go back over these ones before anything else. Monster Nothing, Outlaw. I'm gonna give it one extra point because it's just a freaking awesome love letter to GCI and CCI combined. GTA's already got its Montu. Maybe for being rewritable. I'll give it a point because I mentioned it so much. If I mention it right a lot, it's going to get an extra point. But Alpi, Theme 2, easy. Thrill, easy 2, if not more. Fun, definitely 2. Force, definitely 2. This is just going to tie Montu. I'm going to have to go back to this later. Montu and Alpi guys are just tying for being insane rides. Next, we're staying in the park. Let's go to... This makes it so much easier, honestly. Alright, next one up is Pantheon we talked about. Okay. This is one of the newer coasters. I can't say newest coaster because Dark Coaster just opened this year. Another thing I need to go and check out once things happen. But I'm in a rush to get back there just for Dark Coaster. Being more of a rush if it is something that matters. I might have to go. Respect Dragonfire. Not Dragonfire. Respect Dragonfire, though. That looks awesome. But I might have to go back to check out freaking... Where are you on the list, Lochless Monster? There we go. This thing is getting rebirth. It's a classic Aero. I wrote it was fun. Not making this list, but it was fun. Respect. And yeah, it's getting nice little retrack and retheme and everything else this year. So cool for it. Have to go back and check it out later. Pantheon. This is their Intamin Coaster of Coasters. It's got some launchies. Got some inversions. Nice little twisty twist. Nice little switchback. It's got 35-minute wait time apparently. What do we say about you? That's a cool night ride shot. Oh, that was beautiful right there. The swing lock extension. I love that swing lock extension. But in terms of the ride itself, 5-4 stars. It could be a little longer, but it's pretty good for what it is. The highlight is definitely the swing lock section. Just the fact that you just keep on going back and forth and faster and faster and faster with that. Not only the back spike, not only the rollback coming from the top hat, but like that little airtime hill in the middle. That little airtime hill in the middle of the launch section. Ejection City. You just go flying. And as an airtime enthusiast, I love that. So that's great. It's nice little floaty inversions. I want to say this is the era where Intamin starts thinking about RMC like elements. So I might have to dock it a point for being an RMC wannabe. But you know, RMC walks so everyone else could run. We'll just say that. Yeah, solid ride is just definitely going to get docked in the theming department because you already know. Everyone already knows. about how much theming this amazing ride has. Look at that shot. I'm just gonna keep on this one for a sec. Oh, that was a cool little part of the ride. Alright, so, for score-wise, for the Pantheon, we go... No, get down here. What are you doing? Thank you. My document just keeps on going all over the place. Pantheon, zero theme, that kills the ride. Thrill, we'll give it 2. We'll give it 2. Fun 1, could be better, could be worse. No, fun 2. No, fun 1. I'm flipping on way too much. Force, we'll give it a 2 on Force. It's a shorter ride, but it is a forceful ride, so let's do that. And extra points, I don't know if I could think of anything too significant. Maybe this launch sequence was fun, or that was my first like swing launch huge Intamin, but I don't want to just give it points for that. So let's do this. So we'll do 0, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Ooh, not a good start, Pantheon. Not a good start, not gonna lie. Alright, moving on. Where are we going? We're going to... Oh, Carowinds. I read CW on this list, and I thought Canada's Wonderland for a second, so... Not going to Canada. Might try to go up there this year. We'll have to see. I'm actually currently doing my trip planning for 2024 phase, so I haven't made announcements yet, but... If all goes according to plan, especially if the Six Flags merger goes through and they have mega season pass thing, I might have to do a partial Canada trip this year. At least, like, Canada's Wonderland in Niagara Falls, so... Keep an eye out for that. Subscribe if you want to see it, I guess, but we're waiting on it. Canada's Wonderland. Alright. So, we're going to talk about inverts again. Which is insane, because we just talked about 2 good inverts, and now we're going to talk about one that was one of my favorites for the longest time, but I'm not sure if it is anymore because it's been so long since I've written it. And that is... Type in Afterburn. Carowinds. When I read this thing, it was called Top Gun. I think. Or something. It was... No, it was in the Studio Fair era. What was it back? Flight Deck, maybe? I don't know. It's been a while since I read this thing, but look at this. This is a quicker B&M inverts. Definitely doesn't have the length that the other two do, so I might have to dock it for that, but very forceful if I remember, especially... Where's the Batwing? Can I see the giant Batwing? Show me the giant Batwing, please. Yeah, I think it was called Afterburn when I wrote it. But, very forceful elements, very snappy. Theming was okay. I mean, there's at least a train thing there in the signage and the plane, so we'll give it a point for theming, even if it doesn't have the most. There's a full layout shot, so that's the best you can get. This part right here, this is what I'm talking about. This little Batwing element midway through the ride, after through 1, 2, 3 inversions. So at that point, you're preloaded the ground, you're going pretty fast. Again, just like Montu, we'll give him the point for that. But I remember flying through his tunnel and just like, wah, boom, boom, boom. That was the noise I made. And this right here, I wish I could have ran this. I'm so mad at my Carowinds trip. This Carowinds trip, the TLDR of it is that I rode maybe 4 attractions while I was there. Park was super packed. It started raining. And every time that I got in line for it, Fury 325 broke down. So, you're not seeing Fury on this list. But, I really wish I rode this thing again because it was debatably my 100th coaster. And look at this thing. Is this an actual airtime hill on an invert coaster? If that invert airtime peak. That said, we are going to dock it a little bit just because it's a shorter ride, but for what it has, it is fantastic. So, going back to the score. I wish I had a second monitor. It'd be so easy to just not have to click back and forth between this. We'll go Afterburn. Theming, we'll give it a point for that because it definitely has some theming. Not the most theme, but it's got some. Thrill, 2 definitely. Fun, at least 1. We'll say I'm just gonna say 1 because I don't remember it immediately, but I remember it being one of my favorites. Force is very Force rides. We'll give it 2 there. And extra points. I don't know if I could give it any extra points. Just because, like I said, it's a shorter point, so if anything, it loses points. And because it was closed down last time I was there, so we'll just give it a nice little 6. Immediately loses to the Busch Gardens duo, which kind of sucks. Alright, there is one other coaster there that I want to mention. Spoilers, you can see me typing here. It is the Steampunk Snake Coaster, Copperhead Strike. This is a Mack launchy launch. Can we see? There you go, please, thank you. It's a pretty low ground ride. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is gonna get 2 for theming automatically. Mack launches are notoriously slow, so it's not the most forceful ride. However, that does lean to things like this loop, just hang time city. I think I remember both the versions were pretty hang timey. Got a nice little restraint system, nice and open. You can see right there. And a lot of theming. Like, it had a pre-show, it had a JoJo roll, very floaty. I have to give them one. And the theming. Can we get, like, shots of theming in the line, please? The line was fantastic. I might have to give us an extra point for theming, honestly. Yeah, definitely not the best launch coaster I've been on, but very fun. We had airtime launch right there. Very twisty, very compact. I'm not too mad that this was one of the only rides I went on my latest visit. And here's the construction pit. But, alright, so let's go into the thingy thing. Give it its rating. I just realized that entire segment I was still on this. Don't worry about it. Happens all the time. I'll just cheat that ahead to the next park before you even see it then. Of course. Of course. Yeah, for its rating, we go theming. I'm going to go ahead and give us a 3 in theming. Like, we'll give an extra point for that because it is so well themed. It, between the pre-show, the line, the trains, the signage, it's just a really well themed ride. Thrill level 1, we'll say. Not the most thrilling, but it's a very fun ride, so we'll give it 2 and fun. Which makes up for that immediately. Force, I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2 for all the hang time that it had. And extra points, I'll think about it. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice 8-star. Maybe a 9, but nice 8s. Is there anything I care about mentioning? I guess I could give it a point for steampunk vibe. That feels like a really weird reason to put on there, right? You know what? We're just going to give every coaster has steampunk vibes. Let's get some 9. Alright. Moving on to the next park. Which you're going to like this automatically if whoever's watching. We have... No. I said we have. Please go to the page. Oh, so annoying. This is a really bad reveal. Live clicking reaction. God, so annoying. Alright, I guess we're just staying on here. Oh well, we tried it for a while. But, Magnum XL 200. That's right, we're at Cedar Point, baby. Let's talk about some Cedar Point stuff. So, this is the original Hypercoaster. I mean, I guess that technically there's things like Moonsault Scramble that broke through before, but this is the actual OG. Is that my OG? I don't think it's Shoki automatically. Rod Tumor. I don't know, my mind just automatically went to Alan Schilke for Aero because of things that you see there in this list, but right, so this is the airtime machine. End the segment. Classic ride, but very fun. Of course, you always have to ride the magic seat. 3-1, 1-3, however you pronounce that. Doesn't usually have a line, which is a plus for Cedar Points, or as much of a line, considering other rides on this list you'll probably be waiting like 4 or 5 hours for. I am not looking forward to going there for top thrill 2 in the next 7 years because Thuzy ride. This thing's gonna have like a 7-year long line. I swear to God. But Magnum itself, very fun, classic. A lot of airtime is all you can really say about it. A lot of airtime. Very nice setting. The fact that it kind of weaves around the water park and over the Lake Erie kind of area, and some nice tunnels. Nice tunnels. I don't think I'm gonna count tunnels as theming. We might count. We'll say a good point for atmosphere, but not theme. So for its pointage, Maggie, Uwu. 0 for theme. I'll give that to extra points, don't worry. Thrill 2, Fun 2, Force 2. An extra point. We'll give it 1 for the environment, I guess. So that's going to get a nice little 7. Very nice, very nice. Alright, moving on. Up the road. Ooh, yes. This might be a 10-star, honestly. This might honestly be a 10-star. Maverick XL95. Yes, it's back. Okay, cool. I don't know why that went away from Magnum. Right, let's go back and talk about some other rides in the park. Like this one. That's right underneath it. I love this ride so much. Just honestly used to be in my top 10 without thinking about it. Very low to the ground. Very twisty. The restraints definitely could be updated. It's a little uncomfortable, but Intamin can do better if they want to retrofit. But it's Cedar Point. They have 20 billion rides to run. Dueling elements. I love that it can dual when it duels. Look at that. Very low to ground, very twisty. This is like the only version, don't worry about it. Launch sequences, they have some tunnels, some theming. I wish that existed. I wish that existed. I mean, I know they took it out because it would tear you limb to limb, but just imagine coming out of that second launch, going full speed into freaking Heartline roll. These back-to-back single dives, that was my favorite parts. In the first one, where you just go wham, bloom, then there's another one right behind it. But, yeah, what's to say about Maverick other than I'm only sad that it ever gets long lines. But that's to be expected. It's right next to the other best ride in the park. Fantastic theming. Fantastic night rides. Fantastic name. Look at the setting. Just look at it on the lake. It's beautiful. And, yeah, what else is to say about Maverick except it's freaking awesome and I love it. So, final score on the Maverick XL 7 billion. We go theming, we'll give it a 2. Alright, at least a 1. Yeah, tunnels themes. Has some nice rock work to it. It's not like over the top theming, but for what it has, it's really good, so we'll give it a 2 there, sure. Thrill 2, Fun 2, Force 2. Extra points. We're gushing about it for a while, so yeah, we'll give it that. Yeah, it's a 9. Straight up a 9. Oh god, this ties with Copperhead, really? When we go back to finalize this, we got to figure out what is going on here. But really, I put that on here. Drop bird. Bird coaster. Drop. So Valravn is apparently the only drop coaster that I'm calling it a drop coaster now, the dive machine that I have been on that's making this list. Because I didn't talk about either of the Busch Garden ones. But this, I like it because it has kind of a full layout to it. It does have the very nice, do we see it from the side? Oh, I can't see it from this picture. But we got 2 dives, 2 inversions, a nice little setting to it. There we go. Doesn't really have any theming. Wish it could have dropped down into the tunnel a little bit, but it looks very nice for what it is. Very visible from the midway. Very photogenic. I've killed my videos with just like minutes of footage of this thing recycling. Just looks so pretty. And of course, I don't think anyone has a shot of it on RCDB, but the famed Ohio. If you look at this track from a certain angle, it spells out Ohio because it's in Ohio. I know I'm technically in Kentucky right now, but I basically consider myself part of Ohio. So maybe a point for that. I don't know. It's just like, this is my favorite drop ride right now. That's all there's to say about it. Wish it had some theming, but it's my favorite drop ride. And I ride it every time I'm there. Alright, so for Valraven's theme, 0 theming. I mean, I guess there's something line, but it's not enough for me to count it. Thrill, 1. I'll give it 1 for theming. It has the line. No, I'm hesitating on it. I'll hesitate on it, so I guess it a 1. But 1 thrill, fun, very fun ride, so 2. Force, I'll give it a point for that. It's not the best in the Force department, but it's fun. It's fun. 5-star, not the best ride at the park, but it still made the list, so respect to you, Drop Bird Coaster. Alright, so next one up, you notice I didn't mention this at first. I'm going to mention it now. The actual best coaster at Cedar Point, until Top Thrill 2 blows this completely away, is, of course, Steel of Vengeance. Oh, boy. Where we started on this thing. So, Hyper Hybrid. Actual 200-foot tall hybrid coaster, which I know there's been a couple of them since then, but this, I think this was the first one to do it. Unless Zodra opened first. I don't think Zodra opened first. But, sprawling layout. As you can see, this thing took over what was Mean Streak, and I might have to give it a point just for that. Little known fact, my dad actually briefly knew Curtis Summers, the designer of the old Din rides there, but this thing has a freaking cowboy theme. I love Old West stuff. Cute cover right there. Old, super long rides, what, 2 minutes or something like that? What's your ride length? What is your ride length? 2.5 minutes of RMC goodness, divided by Alan Schilke. Thank you, Alan Schilke. Yeah, the 4 versions, this first half is insane, the second half is insane, the night ride is insane, you even get airtime before the ride even starts. Nice little entrance, nice cool trains. What do I say about this? What can I even say that's negative about this ride other than I wish it had a shorter line? I think, like, I've read it a couple times. Look at this. Just look at this shot with the entrance and the freaking... yeah, I think I've had a couple times that's been over 2 hours. I know it's usually going to be the longest line in the park. Don't worry about it. Until, of course, Top Thrill 2 opens up. That'll take line, but it's just an absolute behemoth of a roller coaster, and I love every second of it. So, for its final score, we're probably just going to give it a 10 without even looking. Cool. Got it. Why did I did it again. We talked about probably the best ride in the park, and I didn't even show it. Cool. And no one's still watching. I know no one's watching. Don't worry, I know no one's watching. My stream's never got any views. Alright, so Steve, theming. I'm only going to give it a 1 on theming. It's not meant to be a themed ride, but, like, I do appreciate the entrance and the trains. Plus, Webos theme. That might be a thing, but we'll give it 1 for that. Thrill, absolutely 2. Fun, absolutely 2. Force, absolutely 2. Extra points, we have 1 for the West thing. And... wow, that's only 8. It's only 8 for the RMC. This has to be an extra point somehow. Yeah, I've been gushing about it for a while. It's been featured as one of my favorite coasters on multiple things. And... oh, I didn't talk about the operations. I want to show off... I want to mention a specific video. I think it was the one that was my trip for Wicked Twister closing. So I went on night ride on it, and basically this thing has like 2 different block sections. It has first half of the ride block, second half of the ride block zone, lift hill, station, what have you. And I was seeing this thing cycle, at least at night. I was seeing this thing cycle that you have a train coming down the first drop, while another train was going through the last few bunny hills into the brake run. So a train just finishing out the last block while a train was going into the first block. Insane. I was doing this consistently. Make sure you check that out. I'll recommend that video. That one I'm going to link below. But yeah. We're going to give it a point for operations. It gets 2 bonus points. It's really only losing out 1 on the theming factor. Nice little 9-star. Sling ties with Maverick. These guys are next to each other, basically. Alright, I think we're done with Cedar Point. Yeah, we're done with Cedar Point. Alright, cool. I'm going to talk about Disneyland ride. Honestly, we're going to talk about a ride in a Disney park. It's going to be the only Disney coaster that's showing up on here. Mainly because I didn't go to Disney World. I went to Disney World when I was super young. This was before I really was a coaster enthusiast, unfortunately. So I haven't been on any of the rides. I need to go back anyways for the frickin' Tron and Guardians of the... Let me just get this out real quick. This is a cool thing. That I got when I was at Disneyland. And that is, they have their Guardians of the Galaxy re-theme of Tower of Terror, which if I was doing a top ride top 10 thing, that would definitely be there. They had this in the gift shop for the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster at Disney World. So, definitely need to get back to this eventually. I freaking love Guardians of the Galaxy, and yeah, they have a Guardians coaster, so that's going to be an awesome thing. Can you please go on screen, please? I don't want to do this again. Didn't want to do this again. I don't know. It keeps on doing this to me. You guys might not see the cool pictures of the ride I want to talk about. This one. Please. Ah, you suck. You get the chat, though. You get the chat where no one's communicating with me because no one's watching. If anyone's chatting right now, say something. You're on TV for like 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's what I thought. It's worth a shot. Can we go up here, please? Oh my Jesus, Jesus. Maybe once I start clicking, it'll show up. I don't know why my OBS is being weird. Whatever. I'm talking about Big Thunder Mountain. I'm talking about my absolute favorite Mine Train ride, which was a total surprise to me. Like, I never have really given any thought to Mine Train coasters other than Adventure Express at my home park, Kings Island. It was my first ever roller coaster, so I get mad props for that. It's gonna get points just for that, I guess. But Big Thunder Mountain is absolutely insane in the theming department. This thing winds in and around said mountain. There's like 3 lift hills. There's a couple of... Please. 3 lift hills, what I was saying. A couple of theming segments. The goat. Like, I'm going to give it points for everything, but I'm going to deduct a point for the goat. Just because I'm not a goat fan. I know it's like part of the theming, blah, 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 but I just don't like goats. Right itself though. Oh my god, I didn't realize this thing cycled this way. Like, I've seen videos, of course. I've seen everyone's reactions. Oh, look, it's Disneyland. But until I actually got there, until I actually rode the rides, seeing the trains crisscrossing for having multiple at the same time, the actual airtime that's on there, the theming, like I said, the freaking train noises. I know that comes out the video, but this actually makes train noises as it zooms by. That's an extra point for theming, if nothing else. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, so Big Thunder Mountain is score. We hit theming. Go type it out. BTM. Big Thunder Mountain. Like 5 points for theming. I'm even joking there. Oh. Alright, so 2 for theme is probably going to get an extra point on it. So 3 for theme. Thrill is not the most thrilling, but it does... No, it's not the most thrilling. Not getting points at. 2 for fun, though. It's a very fun ride. Force, it does have some airtime, so we got a point for that. And extra points, I'll give another one for theming. And then take one away for the goat. So it's going to have a nice little 6. Not the best, not the worst. But like I said, this is a 6 for a freaking Mine Train. Also, real quick shout out, it's not going to make the list, but I just want to talk about it for a second. The Incredicoaster? That has like peak aesthetics. It's not the best ride, but like just watching it zoom around with multiple trains on track, watching it launch from the lake sequences, just like a very fun ride to watch. And definitely one of the highlights of being in the California Adventure side. Maybe I should get some water instead. Where are we next? Dollywood. Okay. So we're just gonna. Oh, this just goes right into it. This just goes right into the big boy, don't we? All right, second RFC on the list. Can we please get back up here? That'd be great. Lightning rod. I could type. There we go. Please. Okay, so we're just gonna have, like, sometimes you'll have the stuff up, sometimes you won't. Being temperamental. But let's talk about a freaking wooden roller coaster again. That's not really made of wood, because they keep on changing it, and now it's not a wind coaster anymore, and now it's not gonna be a launch coaster soon. So, I rode it when it was a launch coaster. A couple times. Not my last visit. It literally closed, like, when I was the next person in line, so I am kind of sad there, because I didn't get to give it a goodbye ride. But the rides I gave it, fantastic. The launch, I'm trying to remember Launch Lift Hill, considering I didn't get to ride it recently, but I remember having a decent kick. Not sure if I should give points for the launch or not, because that's getting removed. Very forceful ride, very airtime inducing. That quad down, of course, everyone knows about, but it just tosses you around, floats you up out of each element, and very twisty. Of course, theming. I guess we'll give it 1 point because these trains. I wish I could show you the trains on here. Nope. I don't know what happened to my window. I don't know why it won't show up anymore. But, yeah, the trains are fantastic. Dollywood does really good with the theming. All of Dollywood rides are probably going to get points for theming, not going to lie. And, just, yeah, a really fun ride. A little short, but what it has is great. I respect anyone that has this as one of their favorite coasters. Alright, so points, theme, we'll give it 1. Like I said, beyond the actual front of the ride and the station and the cars, sure. But it doesn't have anything on the ride itself, so it's not going to get a second point. Thrill, absolutely 2. Fun, absolutely 2. Force, absolutely 2. I'll give it an extra point because I rode it while I had to launch. I need to go, can't wait to go back. I used to go down to Vision Forge is one I'll take. But, we're going to give it a nice little 8. Pretty respectable. Pretty good. Moving on to other rides in the park. We have... I wrote old. What does that mean? Oh! Old Mystery Mine. And we're going to differentiate it. Because new Mystery Mine, they retracted. They took out, like, one of the most fun parts of the ride. So what do we say about this? Very nice. First half is a dark ride, which is always welcome. Catchy theme. That's gonna get stuck in your head right now. Nah, I can't do it. Birds. Yeah, it's definitely gets for theming. Like, freaking even out of the station, just hanging there, seeing the crow do a flip, hearing the bell ring that launches you into the deep dark tunnel. Super cool. Of course, the finale, I'm not really going to talk about it, but I am. So, real quick. Go do this so you can hear me. Vertical lift into an awesome show, including fire effects, and it drops you into this really cool, really floaty inversion. There you go, that's your spoiler for the end of the ride. Yeah, I just like this ride a lot better when it had the vertical drop and cut back, which gave us nice little forces. But I understand they had to retrack it. Probably a lot comfier now. But let's see. So we got 2 for theme, obviously. Thrill, give it 1. Fun, 2. Force. It was a forceful ride. I guess you still get some hang time. We'll give it a point for force. And extra points. I don't know if I give it extra points because I wrote it when it was good. Now I'm going to dock it because it's not there anymore. So we'll give it a nice, respectable 6. It's not the best Gerstlauer, but it's not the worst. And there's one more ride in the park. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. I love GCIs. I love twisty coasters. I love wooden flubadoops. I'd love it if I could get back to the pictures so we could show you some cool stuff. Give it another try. Oh, Big Bear's not on there. I don't think I listed Big Bear. Big Bear's gonna get an honorable mention. Like, I don't think it makes it yet. Anyways, maybe once everything grows out. Hasn't grown out yet. Wait for some vegetation. Why do you hate me? That's annoying. Oh well. Yeah, Thunderhead. Classic GCI. I think this is one of the first Twisters. Or the most modern ones, at least. I don't know if there's a way to tell age on here. Open the feature ride in a new themed area in the park called Thunderhead Gap. That's a good theming. 53 miles per hour, pretty respectable for a 100-foot tall ride. Super twisty. It's got some decent length to it. It's not a very fast ride. And, like, what did I say about this besides it goes boom? Not very much theming, but it's a super rideable ride. I've been able to marathon this thing in the past. Equally good in the front and the back, I believe. The stations run through, that's cool. That used to be the gimmick of all these old GCIs, you fly through the station. So, it did that. But, not the best. Not the worst. It's just the fact that I can't talk about it for too long is what's making me a little hesitant. Alright, so Thunderhead. Theming, it doesn't have a theming to it. So we'll give it 0 there. 2 thrills, really fun ride. Really fun ride. Force, at least a point, if not 2. Pretty floaty. Yeah, we'll give it 2. We'll give it 2. It's very forceful. GCIs in general are very forceful. They're probably going to be 2 stars each. And extra points, we'll give it 1 for its re-rideability. That's it, though. I'll give it 1 just because, like, I marathon it all the time when I'm down there. Oh, 7 stars. Nice. Second best in the park. Yeah, shout Big Bear. It's not going to make the list, but love that ride when I was there. Great addition. Can't wait for all the foliage to grow out so it actually turns into a proper ride through the woods. Alright, moving on. Go from Dollywood up to... Not where's open that. What's that? Stay out the hoodie for now. School day anyways. Warm anyways. These are the only Hershey products I have on me right now. I need to get some more chocolate. We're going to this place. I love this place. Like, I need to get back to this place for Wildcat's Revenge. Even though I'm a little sad because I liked actual Wildcat. This shirt right here. Let's get a smooth shirt back for a second. This shirt right here. Do you see me wearing it? That's what we're talking about. I know. There's a lot of this pre-divisive community. Everyone's like, oh no, thigh crushes restraints are really, really painful. Yes, they can be if you're not riding it correctly. If you don't... I had like 2 rides where I rode correctly and 1 where I got stapled in and it hurt, but... Yeah, it's getting like 10 points automatically because this thing is amazing. So have you ever been on a fast ride? Have you ever been on a forceful ride? Have you ever legitimately held on to your restraints? Not out of being a white knuckle afraid or whatever, but just because it ragdolled you that much. This thing gets like a 7 in force. This thing gets a 7 and just tossing you every which way. It doesn't look like much. It just looks like, oh look, you go around and turn, you go up a hill, you go around and turn, you go up a hill. But each of those turns, each of those hills, you go flying. And there's like, especially that first time, there's a little kink in it that just... So while you're getting ejected, because the angle from this thing, like it's... What are your stats? 200-ish, I want to say? 200 feet, 75 miles per hour. At an 85-degree drop. A nearly vertical first drop. This thing's insane. Like, I know that there's a Thigh Crush community, but I'm not part of the Thigh Crush community. I freaking love Skyrush. Easily my favorite ride in the park. Before I go back for the RMC. But like I said, I'm a little sad I actually didn't mind Wildcat, and it was one of the first GCIs, so rip historical ride. But Sky Rush. Alright, so it's not going to be a 10, though, because it doesn't have theming. Boo. Thrill, 2. Fun, 2. Force, 2. Extra points. Freaking love this thing. I freaking love this thing. It gets an 8. It's respectable. 8 is respectable. Alright, there's other rides here at the park, I believe. Okay, there's one more. This is one more that's in a picture. I'm gonna get the thing out real quick. I'm getting a lot of things for a social segment. I need to hang this bad boy up. Basically, my first trip. I'm gonna point these. Poo. Yeah, I'm gonna point these pictures. So my first trip was back when I was in the high school steel drum band days. Where's Wildcat? Wildcat's on here somewhere. There's Wildcat. Yeah. Living it. The freaking thing. But the other coaster that we got pictures of was the Storm Runner. The Intamin hydraulic launch Zippity Doo Dah launch coaster. And this thing, I'm trying to remember it. Like, this is one where it's going to lose some point just because it was closed down there my last visit. I think that was the year that was just down for rehab. But another reason we get out there again. Yeah. Very forceful launch, of course. All the accelerator coasters have one. The Top Hat, I remember there was a tree like right next to the drop, which is super cool. Created a really cool head chopper. Like, it was far enough away out, I couldn't reach it, but like, just like head chopper tree. Super cool. And the inversion that followed, very twisty, very long. That flying snake dive just flew around. I want to have pictures. I'm so mad this thing's not doing anything anymore. So it started off giving you things, but I guess not anymore. I guess we cannot anymore see the... Oh, there it is. Mickey Temperamental. Alright, let's look at some pictures of this thing. Yeah, this freaking weird looking loop. The trick track. Oh, the trick track finale. This finale right here is fantastic. You're basically going full speed into it because it is at a low point of the ride. Dive up through the right underneath the monorail, just uphill trick track, slams you around. Old school restraints. We're not going to point for old school restraints. This layout looks very unassuming. It was like drop, loop, badoop. But again, this is like a time where the intermittent accelerators didn't really have much of a ride. Just have your top hat and you're done. Maybe a hill or something. This had a nice full attraction to it. And yeah, I remember riding this thing a couple times the first visit. So definitely one of the better rides in the park. Can't wait to get back for it. Like, we have 2 reasons now to get back to Hershey. We have this thing, and we have Wildcat's Revenge. The Storm Runner, we'll give it a point for theming. It's not much, but actually no, we'll give it like half a point. Do I count announcements as points? Yeah, no. Can always get some water. I'm gonna give it. I've been hesitating, so we'll give it a point for theming, just for the hang on, hold on. We're about to launch you speech. I can't recite it on top of my head, but Thrill, absolutely 2. Fun, I remember it being good, so we'll give it a 2 there. Force, I can't speak for the Force completely, just because it's been so long. I remember the uphill trick track was really forceful. Not sure about the rest of the ride, but we'll give it a point for that. So theme, thrill, fun. Okay, theme, thrill, fun. I can count. Force. Yeah, I can't justify giving you more points just for the fact that it's been so long. 6 is still good though. 6 is still good. Alright, moving on. Ooh, it's the park I love. Going to Holiday World. Please tell me go to stay up. I'll be stay up. I'm just gonna go to Holiday World page, please. Please, please. We'll talk about Gobbo's Getaway or whatever. Nope. Every time. Alright, so first up on the list, so I have these in order of where they are. We have the Raven. We have there's 3 rides in the park here. Okay. Raven is debatably the higher up coaster on the list for me here. It's a shorter ride, yes, but it's very, very rideable. Like, there are visits where I'm in the Ohio area, you know, so it takes me 3 hours to get there, basically. So I go once every few years. Definitely going this year. Can't wait to check out their Good Gravy Coaster. They deserve it so much more than Kings Island. Still need to give you that video on that, but like, comment, subscribe. You'll have the Gobblers Getaway versus Race for Your Life, whatever the Planet Sleepy one's called thing, so. But, alright, so Raven is super fun, super rideable. Like I said, I have had visits where I just ride that thing for an hour straight. And it's a ride where it's kind of unassuming. Like, the first half is okay, you got some decent force on it. Lake Rudolph turns nice, but it really picks up on that 5th drop. As soon as you go over that thing, huge ejector pop, you just go launch into the stratosphere, and then you just zoom in. Like, this is what the Beast should be. Spoilers, Beast isn't on this list. This is what the Beast should be, an absolute out-of-control ride for the woods. It's just a shame that that's, like, the last third of the ride is over too fast, but, final score time, Raven. We'll give it 1 for theming. I'll give 1 for theming. It has a nice station to it. Has a nice station, there's a nice ambience. Like, there's just ambience in general around the park, so it gets 1 for theming. Thrill 2, Fun 2, Force 2. Force 2? At least a point for Force. It has the photo. Yeah, the good ejector pop will give it Force 2, and it's an old school Woody. Rewritability gets a point. It gets a point for how many times I freaking marathoned it. So that's a nice little 8 on the Raven. Quote the Raven, maybe making this list. The one you guys care about, though, the bigger one coaster, the Voyage. I was about to say spoilers again. Yeah, Raven's on this list, Voyager's on this list, Headless Horseman, why can I not remember your name, automatically is not on this list. But it's a fun ride, it's out of control, Wild Mouse, nice zooms through the water park. It's just on the list. Voyage has to be on the list because everyone talks about Voyage, I guess. This is a proper long wooden roller coaster. Once again, Suck It Beast. You just got up twice at the same park. Great airtime on the way out, great airtime on the way back. Very twisty, runs through. It has that nice little spaghetti bowl section and the downhill thing. And depending on what ride you get. I was fortunate enough, I don't remember the year, but one year I did manage to go to Hollywood Nights at least a decade ago. I need to join a club or something this year so I can go back eventually. But if you get lucky enough to get Hollywood Nights, that's the reason I say to go to HWN. Yeah, it's got to be HWN. I'm thinking Universal now. If you get the chance to go to Hollywood Nights, absolutely ride this thing. They turn off the trim brake in the middle of the ride, and it was already a very fast run on the way back. Just like the trims usually slows you down to the crawl, and you just like pick up speed naturally again through that triple down and all downhill section on the second half. But imagine that, but you go in full steam ahead. It might get an extra point just for the night ride. And even then, like, it's going to go into the other coaster I'm going to talk about in a second, but the night ride on this thing, absolute peak. Like, it's probably a little worse now that they have a fully fleshed out section up on top of the hill, so there's more lighting up there, but it used to be, like, you just start going away from the park, because this is at the edge of the park, it gets darker and darker and darker and darker and darker. Then as you make that return trip back, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter until you just blind it at the end. So, like, really cool aesthetically for that. It's just specific for a night ride, but not the best one coaster here. I'm gonna say just because Raven's more re-rideable. This thing is a lot rougher being a long wind ride. Might be better. Like, Holiday World does a really good job of retracking and taking care of the stuff, so it might be better my next visit. We'll find out, but I just remember, like, in general, I can ride it a couple times per visit, as opposed to Raven where I just sit on it for an hour. But theming, we'll give it 1. Like I said, Holiday World does okay theming, but not like 2-star level. Thrill, sure 2, easy 2. Fun, give it 2. We'll dock it 1 just because the fun also goes to re-rideability, and like I said, can't ride as much as I used to. Force, absolutely 2. Extra points, we'll give it 1 for the night ride. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. 7's respectable. Raven does beat it, but 7 is definitely respectable. And the final coaster here, which probably won't make it to the list, but I wanted to mention it because I did enjoy that ride, and it was another re-rideable thing. Thunderbird, probably my favorite wing coaster. I mean, we've already gone past 2 parks that have a wing coaster, and I haven't talked about them, so probably my favorite wing coaster. The launch makes it unique. Has nice. This will get 2 points for theming. This gets 2 points for theming because the launch sequence goes through a nice little foggy barn, and like they have the thunder effects and everything, and fog coming in. It's a really cool first sequence of the ride. Yeah, absolutely gets 2 points theming. The ride itself's not the longest, but what it does well. It has a couple of big inversions at Airtimeless, Airtime Hill, a couple of the close encounters that these kind of attractions have, the wing coasters do, and nice little ending through the barn. So, when it duels, it also duels other attractions. Like, I haven't done too much, but there have been some rides where you get lucky enough to go over one of the Voyage tunnels, which that's another thing. Voyage does tunnel hopping. I completely forgot to mention Voyage does tunnel hopping, but just because that first half ride is in and out of tunnels, which is also enhanced by Night Ride. So Voyage, I don't want to give you another point for the tunnel hopping. I'm gonna feel really bad for Voyage being under Raven, but this is where it belongs. If it wasn't as re-rideable, I'd give it another point and it'd be tied. But Thunderbird, 2 for theming, absolutely. Thrill, we'll give it 1. No, we'll give it 2. Thrill's different than Force. Yeah, so 2, 1, fun, very 2. Force, not most forceful. 6, respectable. And extra, I'll give it an extra point just for the full experience of the ride. Sure. Just because between the launch segments, it being a flying coaster, lay down coaster, I can say words right now. This is my 7 o'clock after work brain. And just because the coaster type gives you different experiences depending on where you ride. It's a very fun, re-rideable ride, so we'll give it a 7. Not bad though. Holiday World in general has 8 and 2 7s. Very respectable. Right, where do we go next? Staying in Indiana. Staying in Indiana, going to the other park in Indiana. Can we please go back to the thing? It'd be great. Watch this. I'm gonna go to the thing. It's gonna load me another one. Nope. We're at the shop, boys. But we are talking about Cornball Express. This is another CCI wind coaster. Really cool. That I wish I could have the thing up to talk about the setting of Indiana Beach, because it has an insane setting where it's basically just like a giant boardwalk park set over Lake Schaefer, and because of that, you have rides just going out over the water. This is even better in their other wind coaster I'm not talking about. This now back coaster, good for it, but it has really cool view of being on the lake and just go over the whole park. This one's more exclusive to a single area. However, it's a little bit more twisty. Like I said, I love twister layouts. The Force is still there. I remember backseat, you get a lot of cool floater airtime. I think this has buzz bars. I want to say it has buzz bars. CCIs have buzz bars. Yeah, those are buzz bars. Those are absolutely buzz bars. So you get ejected in some of these elements. It's really cool near missing with other attractions and like being over the lake and stuff. And not much else I can say about this. Just a really fun attraction. I need to get back to it again this year. I really hope the new coaster opens. American Dryer Loop or Triple Loop, whatever it's called. Freaking old school Schwarzkopf. Used to be traveling coaster. Used to be at Mexico Park. And Schwarzkopf's supposed to be well known. Like, I've been on some smaller ones, but I haven't been on a giant 3-loop model like this. Yeah, I can't wait for it. We're not talking about that right now. Talk about it in a future video. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Yeah. Cornball Express is our next coaster. Cornball. We'll give it 0 for theming. IB doesn't really theme, so that's fine. Thrill, absolutely 2. Fun. Sure, we'll give it 1. Give it 1, give it 2. Force, very forceful ride, so it gets 2 there. And 1, 2, 3. That's really all. Rewritability, definitely gets a point for rewritability in the environment. Toot toot. And does it get anything else? I'll give it 2 points for the extra, honestly. There's 1 point for rewritability, and we have 1 point extra point for the force / the environment of it being over the lake. Nice little 7. Cornball is tying with Voyage. For the sake of this video, Cornball Express is tying with the Voyage. All I'm gonna say. Oh, it's not that sad. Steel Hog made this. Okay. Let's talk about the pig for a second. This is why am I blanking on the production for a second? I almost said premiere. What are you? Alan Shoki? What? SNS, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize that Shoki designed the freaking these things. Cool. RMC point right there. Now, this is basically like Wild Mouse on crack if you think about it that way. Where very sharp hairpin turns, very tight dips and stuff, but like this takes it to the next level. You have a 100+ degree drop that just goes in under itself. You have these actual twists that is in transitions artists. I can see it being Shoki now. I thought about transitions, I can see it being Shoki. This has a couple really cool moments, like the I don't know what you call it, but like it does an outward bank turn into immediately crossing over the other way, which goes right into inversion. Or like the downhill barrel roll at the finale, like short ride. Like I said, it's basically a Wild Mouse, so I can't make it too high. But this is like the best Wild Mouse I've been on. So we'll say that. For its points, we got zero theming, cool. Thrill, 1, fun, 1. Am I just gonna give everything a 2 fun? Yeah, I don't know why the fun metrics in there. I feel like it's just gonna get a 2. It is rewritables though, so we'll dock it 1. So that thrill 2, force 1, fun 1, force. Can you give it at least 1 in force? Not 2. I guess it's been a while. A lot of these older rides are gonna be harder for me to rank off nothing but feeling, but very floaty through those versions, like I said. Yeah, it is Wild Mouse, so Wild Mouse ride to fight, hold arm, very light heavy. We'll give it 2. We'll give it 2 there. And it gets an extra point for Shoki. So nice and 6. 6 to Beyblade 5, depending on how far you let me do that. Next park. Kennywood. This is one that I haven't been to in forever. So forgive me if I forget what I'm talking about. But we'll start off with Skyrockets. That's a premiere. That's what I was saying, premiere. This is a launch roller coaster. Starts off with a nice little vertical top hat. Has a couple of inversions and some trick track airtime sections to it. This is another one was like a tale of 2 rides, I guess. Where I remember distinctly the first half is super floaty and super forceful, but the second half just meanders. So, theme 0. There's no theming on this ride. We'll give it a thrill. The first half was pretty good, so we'll give it a 1. Not very consistent. Well, no, yeah, that'll be the fun part. Yeah, so thrill 2, fun 1. There we go. Force gets at least a point because the first half was very forceful. Extra points, meh. Meh. Yeah, this is, wow, look, this is our first 4. Our first 4. Well, you made it to the list, though. Congratulations on at least making it to the list. You're probably not making it further. But might make it, though. I'll type Steel Vengeance again. Can we bring up the thing for Phantom's Revenge, please? Can we please bring our window back for Phantom's Revenge? So I want to show off some pictures of this insanity. Yeah, just this one. Just show off. This is all you need to see. There it is. Alright, cool. So this thing. You know how I said a little earlier Afterburn might be my 100th coaster? So I wasn't really keeping track back then. This was the other one. So I remember Kennywood was like the last park I went to before I went to Carowinds my first time. So this thing. It's a lot of pictures. We'll just scroll through it. It starts off as an unassuming ride, just this little drop, but then this happens. I was hoping that wouldn't show up till later, but this happens. Freaking 260, I think, foot drop. What do we say? 260, 228. Don't know where I got 260 from. 85 miles per hour. Insane speed. Like anything hitting almost 90 is crazy, but yeah, it starts off with this lift. You're like, okay, cool, it's like 100 whatever feet. It'll be a fun ride, but then you just have this ravine dive. Kennywood is basically on top of a giant quarry. So we can do stuff like this, where it just dives under other coasters. By the way, this is also a fun coaster. Don't think it's pretty on the list. Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt. Nope, Thunderbolt's not on here. Yeah, just dives through there, super fast. Well, this is the first half. This is what makes it unassuming. Like, oh, look, the drop. Blah, 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 blah. Going up a hill, la, la, la. They just dive forever and ever. This is another one where it's hard to remember. It's very well known for its airtime on these last few pops. Like I said, it's hard to remember that for me, but I'll go ahead and give it 2 points for force on that. Sure, that might be a theming point. Kennywood's a very cool park. Kennywood's a very cool park. The only reason I haven't gone there in the longest time is I am from Cincinnati. And I don't think I can show you the picture of the ride. That's the reason. Ooh, look at this shot. This is a nice shot. Very nice. Whoever took that. Giovanni Ucell. Props to you. Oh, yeah. This was converted from an old coaster. Can we show the loops on one of these pictures? There they are. This is what it used to look like before it got converted. Which, obviously, hypercoaster speeds going into inversions probably not the best before what we have now, and they actually know what they're doing with them. But, yeah. Steel Phantom is insane. I would love to go back to Kennywood sometime to rewrite and remember it. But, I as someone from Cincinnati, I don't know if I could legally go there. Yeah, for 2025. Getting out of that as soon as I can. Getting away from that picture as soon as I can. Alright, so for Steel Phantom's score, we got... You have 1 for theming, we said. Sure. We're already scrolling down here. Awesome. Thrill factor is a very thrilling ride. Especially the canyon dive, so we'll give it 2. Fun? Probably 2. It's hard to remember, but I remember if it was a fun, forceful ride, we'll give it a 2 and a 2. I'll dock 1 point just because it's been a while, so I don't remember, but yeah, still a 7. Even docking a point, it's still a 7. Really, really good. Moving on, we got a couple coasts coming from somewhere I don't know, somewhere I know very well. Talking about my other home park, since Kings Island's kind of become bleh. We got Kentucky Kingdom, which has 2 coasters on the list. First of all, we'll talk about Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod. This is one of the first chance GCI GT mini hypers, basically. It's a miniature hyper coaster. And they're building one in Arizona. And once that park opens, I'll definitely have to check it out. So, if you want to help support me on this channel, make sure to check out Raise Energy page on TCG Player. Help support me so I can afford to do more trips and stuff. But, Lightning Run is a very forceful ride. Very fast, very zippy. The outward run, the inward run rather, has insane pops of air time as you just bounce back to station. The first drop's near vertical. I don't think it's fully vertical. I think it's like 80 degrees or something like that. And yeah, just very fast. No theming. Goes around the park though. And it's a really cool section. Goes around. Like, can I show off some pictures? No, I don't want it. We'll talk about the next one. We'll do it for the next one. But LR, zero theme unfortunately. Park has no theme. Well, I guess we'll give it 1 for the announcements. No, there's no real theming here. Make it a point for the environment. There's no theming here. Thrill, very thrilling. Very fun. Very forceful. So 6 right there. And we'll give it a 7. We'll give it a 7. Give it the extra point for just the wandering around the park kind of thing. And the other one, which is probably more than a 7, is a freaking RMC, is Storm Chaser. Storm Runner. Storm Run. I'm not fixing these. They'll be edited later. Chase, run. Chase, run. Alright, we get back to the window, please. That'd be great. That'd be great. So I can show off some pictures of a cool RMC. That'd be awesome. Awesome. Let's look up the cool RMC. And Storm Chaser. Storm Runner is the other one. Alright, so this is a little baby RMC. It's well known for having its ability to roll down drop, the first drop hill thing. Can we show off the first drop hill thing? That'd be great. That'd be great. Any pictures of it? You see in here. Yeah, that first drop right there. Thank you, HubSpot Media. So shorter layouts. This was basically a twin coaster, dueling coaster that I actually rode. Converted into a normal coaster. There's a good shot of this layout. And yeah, what it has is extremely forceful. Like, trying to get good layout shots, please. Look at that guy, he's working. Is this really all? No one taking pictures of this good ride. I'll fix that later. Yeah, it's got some airtime hills that absolutely launch you into the stratosphere. This kind of transition right here, these two back-to-back overbanks, really fun, especially the turnaround. Why isn't the turnaround pictured? You think the turnaround would be pictured. That was a very photogenic moment. We're just one way and the other way and just tossed you back and forth at insane forces. This freaking thing right here, the finale, the double up, double out maneuver with a drop in the middle. So you go up, up, drop, down, down. And through each of these, you get tossed side to side. So, like, this is a white knuckle moment. If you're not prepared for it, if you haven't ridden it multiple times, you will absolutely get your body destroyed. And I love it. Nice little vista. This is your entry right underneath the ride. Super cool. Not the longest, but it's definitely one of the best ones. So we're gonna say it's one of the best ones where it belongs. So getting up the points. It has, we'll give it 1 point on the theming. This one's gonna get 1 point at the ending just because the entry, and like I said, they have like things. It gets a point. Shut up. All these are gonna be 2s. Awesome ride. Awesome ride. Awesome ride. It's at 6, 7 extra points. It's very rideable. Just re-rideable factor, doubled up. More people should ride it. That's the point it's gonna get. It's gonna get the more people should ride this ride and come to Kentucky Kingdom thing. Literally, Hershey, you have an amazing park here. Just invest in it. There's a giant section of the park that's just dead right now, and I don't want to think about it, but you have 3 amazing coasters. 2 I have to talk about, but baby family wooden coaster 2, that's kind of fun. And you have some cool flat rides. Like, this is a park at a cool location that, if it has proper investments, could be really good. And good area for a season pass between this and Dollywood. So check out Kentucky Kingdom. They have awesome rides. So for Storm Chaser's final score, we get an 8, I think. Yes, it gets an 8. Not bad. Is this better than Steve? Where's Steve at? No, Steve's 9. Cool. I must say, I did not just rate Storm Chaser higher than that. All right. Good. We got one ride to talk about before I start hating myself. That is the love child of 2 coasters I talked about earlier. We were talking about Intimidator 305. Please give me the thing up. Please let me show off this fantastic son of a son. Son of a gun. Yeah, I might start cussing on the channel. Like, I've been trying to keep it family friendly, funky fresh, but I think I've been here long enough, and we're definitely long enough into the videos, so if something escapes here and there, you've been warned. We're back down. I want to show off this ride. I-305 is absolutely insane. It's obviously 305 feet tall. Spoilers. Who would have thought that? But, what, 93 miles per hour, something like that? Yeah, 90 miles per hour, 300 feet tall, 300 foot drop. This thing is forceful. Like, had to be neutered multiple times forceful. Like, Jesus Christ on a hamburger. I blacked out on this before. Not just grayed out, not just, oh no, that's fuzzy vision for a second. Straight out blacked out on the original version of this ride. And it was a fantastic feeling. Just the fact that you go down this hill, beat your top speed 90 miles per hour, immediately fling sideways, and like next thing I know, I'm on top of the second hill. Mind blown. Obviously, they had to neuter it. Like, some people can't take that kind of intensity, and yay, safe, but mind blown. The rest of the ride is not bad either. It's very forceful. There's a lot of transitions where just like low to ground hills like start one way and go zoom zoom, and some airtime hills of forest. A very speedy ride. Outside of the first two elephants, a lot of the first two elephants. That's why I want to keep close for the video. Outside the first two elements, you are just zooming full speed the whole time. So, very fast ride. It definitely takes some time to warm up. I remember my last trip, the first few rides, I was just like, I don't really remember this being top 10. It might be top 10 worthy, but then, like, by the end of the day, by the time I was ready to leave, I was like, why do I have to drive 7 hours to get home now? Because I want to just ride this thing over and over and over and over and over again. I love I-305. I love I-305. So for your score, we're going to get... we'll give it a point for theming. We will definitely give it a point for theming because the Dale Earnhardt thing. There's a lot of stuff in the lobby. The trains are well themed. They have the gentlemen start your engines as you fly up that lift hill. That's another thing. Lift hill's like 15 seconds on a 300-foot tall hill. So pacing there's insane. Absolutely twos on everything. So give it T for thrill, yeah. T for fun, yeah. Force, absolutely. If not an extra point, I might give it an extra point for force. So 1, 2, 2, 2. Extra point on force. Try to give an extra. I'm tempted to just give an extra point for no reason. That's how much I love this ride. Yeah, it's probably making a top 10. It's top 10 worthy. It is like it is the reason to go to the King's Dominion. I know you're going to expect me to be talking about their RMC there. Twisted Timbers. Especially after I just talked about Storm Chaser, and they have very similar low to the ground, barrel roll drop kind of attraction. No. No. Even as an airtime enthusiast, I don't know why I don't like Twisted Timbers as much. Like, it's very much a middle of the pack RMC for me. I felt no attachment to that ride whatsoever. I-305 though. Absolutely I-305. Alright. I'm not gonna talk. I don't want to talk about these rides. Just remember, we were talking about these parks alphabetically. What comes after King's Dominion, ladies and gentlemen? It's the one that's 20 minutes from my house that I used to be a pass holder for. Note that I said used to. I might go back. We'll have to see how the Six Flags Winter works, because if the Mega Season Pass goes through, absolutely will buy that. There's no reason not for me with all the Six Flags and Cedar Fair parks I can usually get to within a day or weekend's range, but let's just say I miss the good old days. Not just for the ride I'm about to mention, but in general, some decisions that Cedar Fair has made recently for the reorganization of the park, and with how hyped up it's become as the secondary best park in the chain besides Cedar Point or whatever, is so busy now. I'll probably leave my Kings Island hatred in general to a full video on its own. Like, I'm gonna subscribe it. Let's just say the last year that I had Season Pass, there were some days that I didn't even bother walking in the park. I drove around the parking lot for about half an hour before giving up and just turned around and went home. That's how little I care about this park now. But, I gotta say it. This is an honorable mention. It's probably not making top 10 just because I can't legally do it, but this is gonna be the one that lives in for me forever. I think I heard like a term people have been running as their Zero Risk coaster or something like that. I mean, maybe. That needs to right now. Yeah, here it is. There you go, buddy. You absolutely tell. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to give it a 10 and move on. Even though it has no theme, I'm going to give it a 10. Even though it's probably not the best coaster in terms of force, I'll give it a 10. It has some force, though. Like some very floaty horseshoes towards the end. I used to remember thinking down where like I could get to the point where I could almost touch my feet with how much you float up on it. The lift hill, the first drop, very forceful drop. So definitely have some force there. It was a very fun ride. Like there wouldn't be a reason that I had this wheel if it wasn't such a memorable ride to me. But Vortex, rest in peace. I need you back. Everything Kings Island's done since your removal has been in negative. Vortex is no fun. It's baby. Baby. Absolutely 10-star for no reason. Alright, let's talk about the other good rides I have there. Mystic Timbers is an awesome ride that I've been on hundreds of times. Mystic Time. 2 for theming, automatically, because the whole shed deal. And there's a lot of different things that they did with the shed. Both the ambience of the line, the fact that there's like the trains are colored to cars, and yeah, like all the stuff that happens in the shed between like the screens, all the stuff on the side, the music. I have some of those songs just saved on my Spotify just because they're that thing. Ride itself, very fun, very forceful. I've been on a couple years, obviously, but I remember this is one of the things that whenever I go to Kings Island, I will ride this, and I'll ride one other coaster I'm going to mention in a second. So that should be saying something, but Mystic Timbers. You're going to get 2 for theming, to fun, to force, it's very forceful ride, very floaty, very fun. Thrill, at least 1, if not 2. What was the other ones? We're getting down here. And then this there. Theme, thrill, fun, force. Okay, that's all of them. So theme, thrill, fun, force. And we'll give it an extra point for being the only ride I care about at Kings Island now. Nice and 8. Cool. Talk about the other ride at Kings Island I've been on not as many times since I've really only been to the park 1 year since it's been up. Orion. The Giga Coaster. It has a 300-foot drop. It's a Giga. Shut up. Park already had a hyper. Now they have 2 B&M hypers. This is a very fun ride. It's very short, but what it has is packed in. You have like, I remember was it the back of the drop? This is definitely a ride of 2 cars, where your front car experience is going to be completely different from your back car experience. Front one, you just kind of float down into that first drop. You're just hanging there for a little bit, and it feels like you're going forever because of the speed that you started at. Back half, float up to the stratosphere, cool. And just the ride itself. Can we show off? I want to show off Orion. Orion, you get showed off if the thing goes back up. There we go. Yeah, right there's the entire layout. Not very long at all, but like just look at how much it dwarfs Racer. Just look at this is one of the lower hills. This right here is one of the lower hills. It's just as tall as this like second big hill in Racer. I mean, of course, this is Giga, but the straight's very floaty. Give you a lot of room. Goes up there really fast. There's some decent theming on it. The line, ooh, this is a nice shot. Yeah, last up in the line for theming and stuff. This is a really cool shot. Whoever took this, Jack Lathrop, thank you. Yeah. Floaty. I remember this whole section goes float, float, and then you go to the helix super fast. This last hill has a nice kink to it where you just get ejected out of there. I wonder if I'm gonna dude, if I was thinking train pics would be so cool. I know I'm not, but I need to start looking at Kings Island videos later, see if I'm in any pictures. Yeah, ooh, firework ride is a really good firework ride now. Which Kings Island has a couple of really good rides to ride at night. Everyone's gonna say Beast, they're wrong, shut up. You ride this, you ride Mystic Timbers. Or you just ride Mystic Timbers. Then, I guess, Adventure Express has a decent one. Banshee maybe, but we don't talk about the worst invert here. This drop is, it's kind of a train coaster. Not the most, but like there's just enough hillage on it. And yeah, look. Oh, I want this pin. Yeah, short ride, but what it has is amazing. So let's go ahead and go into its ranking. theming gives at least a 1 here. If not a 2. I don't know if I give it a 2. The whole area is diamond scored, so maybe. Yeah, general area of it is going to be very well themed, so we'll give it 1 there and we'll give it 1 in the extra points. Thrill? Yes, sure. 2 points for that. Fun? It wouldn't be on here if it wasn't 2. Force? At least 1, if not 2. Floaty elements. Nice looking at the end. Sure, we'll give it a 2. Why not? And the extra point we said we give it, so. Nice little 8. It actually ties with Mystic Timbers. Kings Island has 2 8 stars. As much as I'm not a fan of the park much anymore, but if they get their act together, I might go back. We'll say that. Alright, moving on away from that horrible place. We're talking about the boy. This is going to be another thing that's an auto 10 star, except it's not. We're talking about the only ride at Knoebels that I will ever talk about. If I could spell Phoenix, that'd be great. Oh. Oh boy. Not getting any pictures out for this one, because there's not really much to show. It's a very basic coaster. Goes on some hills. And when you go on those hills, you have a buzz bar. Just like a GCI. So these buzz bars absolutely give you the most airtime. Oh, it's going to be a mess until the end of the video. Whatever, shut up. Things are falling. Yeah, look at the sign. I think this is about a flea marketplace. I forget where I put it. But this is basically all you see of the ride. This nice little out and back. Looks very much like some of the kiddie coasters that have been done as one coasters. But what it does, you absolutely get ejected. Like, this hill you fly. This hill you fly. This hill you fly. Where's the double up, double down? You know how I mentioned double up, double down on Storm Chaser? This one is straight. And you basically how it works. I'm just going to do a nice little example. I'll give you a nice little example of how the double up, double down is. Where am I in the chair? Here I am. Alright, so this is your airtime on double up, double down. You go boop, 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 boop. You're basically standing by the end of it. You just get higher and higher for every part. You just go up, up, down, down. Like a lot of people say that the 4 hills at the very end are the best part of the ride. I wouldn't argue with them, except the double up, double down exists. Airtime, you're getting extra points for airtime. You're getting extra points for so much airtime. Alright, so theming, I'll give it a 1 just because that tunnel at the beginning, which I didn't talk about. There's a pitch black tunnel at the beginning. It's very simple, just turn to the lift hill, but it's enough to make a point. Everything's getting a 2. I don't even know why I'm putting these categories in here. Everything just gets a 2. Extra point for airtime. Extra point for airtime. Enough said. So it's basically 2 and everything at that point. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 points. We're getting a lot of the 8-pointers. I think the 8-pointers are going to be what moves on to the actual video. But today we are just talking about the things that might make it. So make sure you subscribe to see the video go live when it goes live. I need to get that hoodie back because that's the next coaster. Talking about wooden coasters. Talk about airtime. I'm just going to let you read the sets on this one right here. We have the Ghost Rider at Knott's Berry Farm, which I've got. Let's see if we get some Knott's pictures up here. Let's see if we get Knott's up here. Yes, work for me, RCDB. Please, to work for me. This is a GCI that turned into a CCI, or other way around. Very simple looking coaster. Has a nice theme station barn. And this ride is, you can already see the transformation. New ride, old trains. New train, old train. But very simple. Looks like a nice little L-shaped back coaster. And this is the Tale of Two Rides. It starts off, this first few hills, you're just like, okay, cool, whatever. Nice leg. Nice legs. Oh, dude, what? Oh, how did I miss that? I wish I was there on the old trains. These look awesome. But then once you get to this mid-course, if I get some shots of the actual mid-course, please, you get absolutely thrown. Like the mid-course, there's no brakes on it, so it's just like kind of a straight track, which that's kind of like a benefit and a negative to it. It's a benefit because you go flying and that really enhances the ride. This is why it's on here in the second half. It's negative though, because thanks to that, this ride has abysmal capacity. Like there's lift hill, station, and brakes. That's your only blocks. Well, that's the only place it gets a point docked, honestly. But outside of that, fantastic ride. I'm just sad that I only got to ride it twice because my visit to Knott's was not the best. And I should probably get back out to California to go there again because what happened when I was there. But, alright, so Ghost Rider. We'll give it a point for theming. It definitely gets a point for theming. You saw this pictures, the station, and the tunnel in there. Not much to the ride itself, but like the line and everything is well themed, so it gets a point for that. Thrill, just a 1 because it gets better halfway through. Fun 2. There we go. Force, absolutely 2. Gets better second half of the ride. And any extra points? I'm gonna go ahead and give it 1 extra point from experience. It's because I got one night ride on it, and the other ride I was actually evac from another attraction. It'd be nice. And that ended up giving me a backseat ride that thank you to the person I will not name for anonymity for giving me onto that ride. So, gets an extra point for that. Nice and 7. Not the worst, not the best. Talk about the other ride there. It's hang time. Literally goes back to the very beginning of this list where we talked about a Gerstlauer, Eurofighter, Infinity Coaster kind of ride. But this one looks like this. No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. We're gone again. Worth a shot. Nice little, what are you, 100 some degree drop. I want to say 105, 106, 107, somewhere in that. 196. Not even 100. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, cool. But, it's a very full ride. It's not just a lot of these dive coasters. Kind of rides just be drop, maybe a couple elements like we were mentioning before. This is like a full-on 6 inversion attraction. Just don't quote me on that. It's 5. I looked it up. So, as the name mentions, very hang timey. You just wait over that first drop, brakes. They just go flying into it. The first few versions I remember are a little floaty. The second half I don't remember as much, but has a really cool landing package. Give it a point for that. And yeah, this was a ride that I don't remember too much about for my review because I was trying to do a lot of a little time for that Knott's Berry Farm visit. However, I definitely remember quoting, if this takes place, if Kings Island can do something like this and the plot of Vortex, I'll be happy. So that's going to give it a point right there. Alright, so theming, give it 2? We'll give it 2 for the lighting package, I guess? Does that 2 worthy? Trying to look at the rest of it. Yeah, lighting's definitely 1 point on its own. This thing has an amazing nighttime package. Rest of the ride though isn't that well themed. Okay, I see surfboards on the cars. I might give it a 2. Sure. I haven't given anything a 2 in a while. There's a 2 for that. Thrill. 1. Didn't think anything of it. Fun 2. 2. 1. Force. At least 1, if not 2. And then we'll give it a point for the nighttime package. Like, I already got 2 for theming, but it's getting an extra point for theming, just because that nighttime lighting is amazing, and because I quoted myself on saying it could replace Vortex, so. Another 7. Nice, we got 2 7s at Knott's Berry Farm. Not bad. Alright, next park. Going to... moving on. Little America. I don't think this is making it, but this is going to be an honorable mention kind of thing. Both of these will. 3. There's like 3 in a row that are just like, I want to talk about rides that I don't think they're making it, but we're going to talk about them. So, Little America, little park in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. I've been to it once because I have cousins in Wisconsin and I occasionally go to the Dells. It's got this weird little Wow Mouse, which I shouldn't talk about Wow Mouse on the top 25 of all time coaster list, but this thing has 0 restraints. And it's one of the older school ones that had like spirals into airtime hills and stuff like that. Thing that'll toss you around besides the normal lats. Why did I like that Wow Mouse that much? That's all I'm gonna say. It's a no theming. I don't think. Wait, this had the weirdest theming. This had the little weirdest theming. Not Little Dipper. Mad Mouse, not Wow Mouse. Oh no, they don't have the Mickey Mouse in here. There's a weird Mickey Mouse for it, so kind of theming, but 0 theming, whatever. So we go Thrill 2, Fun 2, Force 2, Thrill 1. Thrill 1, Force 2, Fun 2. But we'll give that point back because why did I like Wow Mouse as much? So that's a 6. This is a ride that I like as much as apparently Storm Runner. Wow. Okay. Alright, next one that we're talking about is Matsugani. Lost Island talk. Lost Island talk. Everyone go to Lost Island. Everyone go to Lost Island. A rumor recently might be getting an RMC Wild Moose. If they do, awesome. They deserve it. Matsugani itself is the cool snake coaster. It was relocated from a European park, which closest I've been to Europe so far. I kind of want to do an England trip this year if I can afford it. Like, comment, subscribe, raise energy, support me on the really. I'm just gonna keep on saying it. Keep on saying it because we're streaming. Yeah, very fun rides. Not the longest, but it has some nice float to it. Made my top 10 of the year thing. Lost Island, Lost Island, Lost Island. So let's see. It's gonna get 1 point for theming. It's got a nice little. Was the train theme? The train's a coaster too. Maybe 2. We have 1.5. But 1 for theming. 2 for thrills. Not the most thrilling. Yes, it was. No, that'd be a Force thing. So 1 theme, 1 thrill, 2 fun, 1 fun, 2 Force. Gets the bump for being Lost Island. Yeah, 6 is fine. For this level of ride, 6 is fine. But absolutely go to Lost Island. I might give it another point for that. Why? I'm doing it. Shut up. Shut up. Gets 2 points for Lost Island. Alright, this is another coaster I just recently went on this year, and that's on that top 10 video. We're talking about a stupid mountain coaster for a second. One in Pigeon Forge, because Pigeon Forge has awesome stuff. Do we have any cool pictures? There's some. Alright, cool. I've been going for almost 2 hours. There we go. I love it when it works. Yeah, this is a freaking mountain coaster. But this is a mountain coaster that's 9 minutes long. Has 4 coaster segments, like go up lift hill, do a thing. Go up lift hill, do a thing. And this thing has insane theming to it. Like, see these tunnels right here? Really nice lighting on it. Like some honeybee areas. Do we have one town? There's the town. It's a nice town on top of the mountain. Some very zoomy areas. A lot of theming. Like this, I know I quoted it a couple times. This is not a mountain coaster. This is a 10-minute long mine train coaster. That's just roadside attraction in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely love this thing. Hands down my favorite mountain coaster kind of attraction. And yeah, let's go ahead and give it a score. So we got at least 2 for theming. Might get an extra one, honestly. Thrill 1, Fun 2, Force 1. We got 2, Force 2, 6. I'm giving this thing a 6. I am now comparing Storm Runner and Big Thunder Mountain. This has the same as Big Thunder Mountain. Okay. Disneyland Best Mine Train Coaster is now getting compared to Roadside Attraction. That's all I'm going to say. Now, moving on. You're at Mount Olympus. Nice. This is a park that I haven't been to in a while, but like I said, I occasionally go because I got people in Wisconsin. Search. Please bring it up, please. Nope. Okay, cool. Just keeps on coming and going. The window just keeps on coming and going. But we're first going to talk about, let's save you for last, Hades. Hades, their big converted super coaster that turned into Hades 360. This has a couple really cool things to it. First of all, super long ride. Very long ride. Even right out of the station, there's a nice little pre-lift section where you just go down a 50-foot drop, get a lot of speed, nice little double down, some twisty bits and stuff like that. Even before the drop, even before lift hill. The big drop goes into what I think is probably the height of the ride. And that is a pitch black tunnel, which lasts like, what, 30 seconds almost? No, it's not that long. It's like 10, 15, something like that. But you literally just go through this tunnel forever. And the pitch black underneath the frickin', please tell me. This would be a great picture show. No, why? Wah, wah. Would love to show some of these. I guess we're not going off for that today. This tunnel goes underneath the parking lot. Like, you start on one side of the parking lot. And you're on the other side of the parking lot. This little twist around. That's where they have the inversion, which, cool. The inversion is nice. Nice little head choppers. They just go back in the tunnel, and you go like, again for another 10 seconds. Then the last part of the ride's okay, I guess. But this is a very fun, very solid ride. I don't know if it's one of my favorite wind coasters because it's been forever since I've ridden it, but let's talk about it like it is. So, we got the score for Hades 360. Theming, I'll give it 8 points. The park's definitely more of the cheesy Rome, but they at least try to have like some Roman theming on everything and nice signs and stuff, so we'll give it a point for that. Plus, if anything else, the tunnel. 2s across the board for the rest of it because this thing is insanely fast, very thrilling. Forces, I don't remember as much. I might dock it a point on Force. Just because it's been so long, and I don't remember exactly how it feels, but at least the tunnel's insane. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Extra points would give me at least 1 for the tunnel. Would give me a 1 for the tunnels because holy schmageggies. Yeah, 7 points. 7 points for this thing. Other ride I care about more is a much smaller one. And that is because I rode it when it was good. I've heard rumors that like they've changed the restraints from buzz bar to freaking normal cars. I've heard rumors they've taken off the last car of the train. Cannot confirm either of these because I've not been in a while. But Cyclops, Jesus Christ! You know how I talked about Phoenix having some of the best airtime in the world. You know how I talked about I forgot another coaster immediately that you talk about for airtime. There's a little sign on the back of the station that says you have to be at least 18 years old to ride in this last car. Let me tell you why. Mount Olympus, don't ban me for saying this, because I would love to go back and ride this ride again. It's a super fun little twisty GCI CCI that has a nice little figure 8 layout. Very nice big drop finale. That was a portion. So on this ride, it had at least a buzz bar, a single ratchet thing that makes airtime good, and a nice little seat divider dividing the left and right side. I rode by myself. I was due because I'm a sad, pathetic individual and I'll never have a girlfriend. Even though birthday is literally Valentine's Day, so I'm not doing it. Yeah, so I ride by myself always. First drop, twisty drop. goes to the left. Cool. I started on one side of the restraint. Okay, here's the train. Okay, cool. Here's the car. Here's the group. Got the group. Alright, so group and rocket. There we go. I started on one side. Group. First drop. Now I'm on this side. Go through ride, bouncing around, do. Last drop, the big one that goes down right in front of the station and dives in front of the midway. I'm back here. Now I'm over here again. I went over the seat divider twice on this thing. Like, the airtime is that insane. I've never been so both horrified and elated at my entire life. For that alone, it gets like 10 bajillion points. But the ride itself, very fun, very short. Like I said, I'm apparently like these old school CCIs that give you good bouncy airtime. Which was at a park that was more notorious. But Cyclops, I'll give it 1 point for theming because we'll do that on that. Choose across the board. If not, we're going to give it an extra point for freaking airtime on that thing. Alright, so 2, 4, 6, 1, 7, 8. He gets an extra point for the airtime. Absolutely gets an extra point for the airtime. Alright, we're about halfway through, if not more. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought. I'd be done in 2 hours. Where are we? Hades. SeaWorld. It's a park I haven't been to in a while, so not going to say too much about it. Remember Manta. Easily the best flyer I've been on. Don't think I'm going to rate it too high. Wasn't very forceful. The theming, fantastic. I mean, you got the over the water thing. This is what I want to get pictures of. Can we get pictures of SeaWorld, please? I was clicking on a different Manta for a second. There's more than one Manta, apparently. Cool. Nope. Why do you hate me, OBS? Won't use my mic. Let me show you cool pictures of these coasters. Except sometimes. Got it. Yeah, very integrated with the park, of course. There's a cool thing that there's no stairway underneath the lift. It just has a little catch card that follows you up, so you got that freedom there. Gives you great views and everything. Not too forceful outside of the pretzel loop that I remember, but of course the pretzel loops are always very nice. And yeah, it just has a lot of... It's a very fun ride. Not most forceful, but it's just a very fun ride. So for the score, we give it 2 for theming, 1 for force, 1 for... 2 for fun. It's a fun ride. Thrill. Not the most thrilling, but has its moments, so I'll give it a point. And... No, that's it. That's all I can give it. 6 points still respectful, though. Like, 6, maybe 7. Maybe a 7, but I think we're saving that for the other one. Because, let us talk about the good ride there, Mosasaurus Rex. I can spell. We got Mako Tsunami. Probably one of the best freaking Manta's Mako of 10. Yeah, Mako, the shark coaster, probably one of the best B&M hypers I've been on. Suck at Kings Island. Diamondback's fun, but suck at Kings Island. Hard to remember this one again because it's been so long since I've been down there. But it's infamous for its 6-second floater airtime hill where you're just flying over that thing. The pacing is fantastic. Like, even through the main course, it just doesn't stop. You have that cool station with the sharks overhead. That just really cool sequence thing when the train launches. Really cool splashdown ending. Don't know much else besides that, but it's a very forceful ride. Very airtime forceful ride. We'll give it 1 for theming. 2 for thrill. 2 for fun. I deferred a couple times. Forceful, airtime. Boom. Airtime coaster 7. Got it. Moving on to the next park. We are at a place I've been at recently. That is Silver Dollar City. That has 2 different rides to it. Can I... Oh, I want to show pictures of this park. I want to show pictures of this amazing park. How do I type the one I'm looking at? Wildfire. Cole Martin. Please let me go to that park eventually. This has some looking armsy. We are in the second half though. We are on the second portion of the list, so hopefully we won't wait too much longer. There it is. Okay, let's talk about this thing. So this was a ride, like, when I went there the second time, because I've been there 2 times now, I was not expecting this to be something I heard about so much. I was like, okay, cool, let's just sit down, been on these a billion times. Maybe not sit down, but why was this thing absolutely zippy? Like, why is this flying through the entire layout? And why does it have awesome steampunk theming to it? So, this is a ride. Look, this is all I need to say. This picture right here. Over the Ozarks. Straight drop has airtime. You are zooming through these elements, especially in the front seat. And just the theming is impeccable, of course. Everything at this park is going to get 4 points for theming, of course. Please keep that window open while I talk about the next card. Please keep that open while I talk about the next one. I want to talk about the next one so much. Wildfire. At Cobarden. Alright, so 2 for theming, obviously. Might get steampunk points. We got the Thrill This. Surprisingly fun. So we'll give it 2 on each of this. Forces, still B&M. Sit downs are not the most forceful. Maybe a point for that. And yeah, we'll give it an extra point because holy crap, my expectations were blown. And anything else? I said steampunk. It gets a steampunk point. This is going to be an 8 force. This is going to be an 8 somehow. It's a ride that was literally okay. I'm just going to ride it because I'm here in the park. Somehow gets to be one of the highest ratings so far. Let's talk about the ones probably in the best. This was on top of my previous top 10 lists. Not for the year, but of the coaster I've been on. It's something that was like my 250th, I think. Like, not a full... It's 250, 275. Not a big landmark, but like I pretend like it was at the time. Traveler. Spoilers. I have to wear these goggles. No. Okay. But the steampunk goggles that you guys see me wear on all my theme park videos, all my Gear Chronicle videos, straight up came from this park. Straight up came from this freaking ride, and I love it. So Time Traveler, are we back? We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Come here. Come here. No, Outlaw Run's not on the list. It was another mid-RMC for me. This thing, holy sh... I'm just crossing this line. This thing was like on top of my bucket list for forever. And the fact that it's like unique extreme spinning. Is that a Pantheon shirt? No, Time Traveler. I thought that was a Pantheon shirt. The fact that it's extreme spinning coaster, just spins on controlled access through all these elements, like actual inversions and vertical drops and stuff like that. 2 launches, don't worry about the launches, it's a max, they're not known for launches. Time travel theme, gets me right there. This drop is straight out of the first station. Like, 100-foot vertical drop right at the station. Like, you see you're spinning through all these different elements here. Like, the ride has a soundtrack, it goes into the valley and training and stuff. This might be our first 10-star. Not gonna lie, this might just be unapologetically our first 10. Alright, so let's go ahead and score this before I start gushing even more about what's probably one of my favorite coasters in the world. Theming, 2, obvious. Thrill, 2. This is, yes. Fun, absolutely 2. If I was there even longer, I would have kept on rewriting it because it's just, you get different experiences every time you ride with a controlled spin. Force, it doesn't automatically get 2 in force. It wasn't the most forceful. We give it a 1 though. We give it a 1. Extra points. Absolutely is a bump for being the time travel coaster. We got 2, 4, 6, 1, 1. And how do I lose 1 point? Oh, because I'm getting 2 less. Is there anything else I have to say about it? Time travel bump. Met my expectations. Yeah, I guess the point because this was a high expectation coaster and it absolutely met those. I know Ride to Happiness exists. I need the European trips. Absolutely, Ride to Happiness is like top of bucket list now after riding this thing. That's all I'm gonna say. This is 9. It should honestly be a 10. The fact that it's not forceful is what kills it. Alright, let's talk about Six. We're in Six Flags World. Six Flags rapid fire round. I'm not gonna bring up pictures. We're just gonna talk about Six Flags Sparks. I lied. This first one. No, there's not really much to show. Except I lied. Except I immediately lied. Yay. Yay. RMC time. Let's talk about RMC time. There's another Iron Rattler. Oh, let's go into Six Flags here. Cool. Let's talk about an RMC. This was the first RMC I've been on. It's one of the first ones, actually. First one with inversion. And this, holy schmiggies. I've actually been on both versions of this ride. Because my first visit was when it was just Rattler, so I did experience it. This is obviously better. But I do miss the giant helix inside of this top of the quarry wall thing. This is insane. This drop with the little kink at the bottom is insane. You get flung out of it and you just go boom to the side at the last second. This wall, can I show the double up, double down? This section is insane. The double up, I don't remember it being as good, but like the double down with two sideways tosses on it, two overbanks, insane. Followed up by what's like probably one of the best inversions in the world in this freaking barrel roll with all the support head choppers and stuff. Insane. This top section right here, not the biggest fan of, just because it used to be a giant 3-layer helix, and I feel like they could have done more with it, but gives so much better pacing, even if it makes the ride 10 times shorter. And of course the finale, the drop into the quarry wall, yet again, insane. If this was even longer, it would definitely be higher up, but you can see how short this is right here in this holy hat picture. But you can also see how well it uses the environment. This whole park uses the environment. Like, I need to get back down there for Dr. Diabolical, and there might be a couple other new coasters there. Six Flags Fiesta Texas is easily the crown jewel of the Six Flags lineup. Very well kept, all that fun stuff, but Iron Rattler, here it is. So points for Iron Rattler. You got 1 for theming. We'll give it 1 for an extra point for the environment, probably. 2 for thrill. Yes, very thrilling. Very fun. Forceful, very forceful as an RMC. So always get 2 points on that. And yeah, we'll just give it another point for the location, quarry walls. So 8 points for this RMC. Not bad. Probably ranks up with the Storm Chaser. Cool. Next one we're talking about. Y'all gonna hate me. Y'all are gonna unsubscribe right now, but don't actually unsubscribe. El Toro? I'm just gonna talk about El Toro. We're not gonna really show off pictures of it because I don't know how to rate this ride anymore. So, Intamin, good company. All solid attractions. We love me some Intamins. Plug and Play Woody. It's the only one that they've really done that been on, because I haven't been out to Boulder or any of those European parks yet. From what I've heard, from what I know, everyone raves about this ride. Everyone raves about the Rolling Thunder Hill and like all the airtime on the first 3 hills and the first drop being godlike and all that stuff. And shout out to your boy El Toro Ryan. Me personally, I'm sure it was great, but I'm just gonna. This is the first only time you're gonna see Facebook on this. Let me bring up the Facebook. I should have had this picture ready to go. Let me cheat real quick. Someone's trying to contact me. Shut up. It should be easier to navigate Facebook. Albums. Show me Knobles. There's Knobles. These all older pictures? Sucks. Those are older pictures. Newer pictures. I can't show you the thing. No, I'm still wearing the shirt. Okay, it doesn't count. Yeah, I specifically was at this park one day after I specifically went to this park one day before Knobles on my first trip out to the Knobles area. And I was like, okay, cool, this was a fun ride. I got my awesome El Toro shirts. And I wore it to the park that day. So I was like, okay, I'm Thuzy or whatever. Shut up. I mean, clearly wearing freaking 2 layers of Thuzy to him right now. See if you got the hat wherever it went. There it is. Coney Island hat. But I genuinely, after riding Phoenix the next day, cannot remember a single thing about El Toro. That should tell you everything you need to know. One of my favorite one coasters that I went on. I went on immediately after El Toro, and then immediately forgot everything about El Toro. So I assume it's still good. Props to whoever rates it. I genuinely have no clue how good El Toro is. So I'm just gonna pretend like it. I'm gonna give it 2s for airtimes and thrills. I'm gonna give it a 4. Probably deserves to be like a 9 or 10, but I'm gonna give it a 4. Let's move on to another one in the park that Nitro, I can slightly remember a little more. Because it's a traditional airtime coaster. I remember the Helix was good. I like the layout, the fact that it's not just a pure out and back coaster, but like there's actually some twister sections to it. Yes. Show me layouts of Nitro. Daniel's Park, what is that? Yeah, you can see like it does the L-shaped leg. It's this nice little hammerhead turn. Can I see the Helix, please? Helix right there. Which I remember as a great out moments. But, just been too long since I've been to Six Flags. I need to go back. I need to do a giant New York trip and have this park in there. Ride Kingda Ka finally because it was closed down when I was there. And then whatever else. Is there Jersey Devil? Yes. Cool. Yeah. I like that it has a twister layout. Like, nice little floaty hills. Look at that. The Grey Out Helix and that, so. I like that's a full layout. Excuse me. As for its... Ugh. We're getting towards the list. It's fine. As for its points, 0 on theming. Maybe a 1. It has some nice entrance, but that's about it. Yeah, we'll give it a 0 on theming. Thrill, don't remember too much, I'll give it a point. Fun, I'll give it a point. Force, good airtime, I remember. We'll give it 2. Extra points, we'll give it a point for being a full layout. And yeah, that's it. I'm sure it's a good ride. I'll re-rank these 2 coasters next time I'm there. But for now, Nitro is better than El Toro. That's horrible. We're keeping that. We're keeping these clips. I'm gonna do like a compilation inside the big video where I do that. Next, Six Flags Park. It's one I've been to a couple times, but not too many times. This one's gonna be more of a love-hate situation. We're talking about Demon at Six Flags over Great America. This ride. It's an Aero Classic Loop foreign versions, but the thing that gets it is the experience. Like, we talked about how Six Flags over Texas, Fiesta Texas, has these fantastic vistas. Great America actually does some decent theming, at least on this ride, which was Turn of the Century before. But show me the tunnels, please. Alright, we go over the train. Interaction, cool. Go through this guy, cool. Look at the train, cool. Look at the tunnels, cool. This fog that comes out of this tunnel. You can see it on my thumbnail, cool. Station, cool. Tunnels, cool. Show me the thing I want to talk about. Maybe. Nope, that's it. Yeah, as you can see, this is a very well done experience for a Six Flags park. And I rate it for that. Plus, it's a freaking Aero. I'm an Aero boy. Respect. But for Demon's points, we're going to give it theming, absolutely 2. 100%. This thing gets a 2 in theming. Thrill 1. Fun 2. It's a very fun ride, even if it's an old Aero. Force 1 is not the most forceful thing. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points for the Aero. Nice. Very nice. that ranks up to the actual ride in the park people care about. Raging Bull. They probably don't care about Raging Bull. I care about Raging Bull. This is one of my favorite hypers. That is not named Mako, apparently. And that is because this thing is not just... You'll see... Getting to that point in the day. Getting to that point in the day where I'm coughing from talking too much. But... it's not just an out and back layout, it is a full-on... Oh, the pictures went away. What I'm talking about, the one that I want to show pictures of. You suck. Yeah, it's full layout. A lot of twists, a lot of back and forth figure eight sections. Very floaty. The operations are fantastic. Like, there's a countdown clock at the top, and they hit that interval every single time. So, never stacking. Very long. The first half is high to the ground, a lot of float air time. Low to the ground is more twistery. Nice little tunnel at the beginning that dives under the pathway, so it gives you a nice vista point. And theming, I don't know. Do you have theming? We'll just take a look at this real quick. See if theming. No, not so much. I think the station, yeah, station has a little bit, so we'll give it a point on that, but not so much. It looks like fuck. Yeah, this is a fantastic little ride that everyone is underrating. So we'll leave it at that. Alright, points. 1 for the thing. 2 thrill. 2 fun. I'll give 1 on force. Not the most forceful, not the least forceful. However, it does earn that point back because this is an underrated ride, in my opinion. You just need to make sure that you're me. 7 points for Raging Bull. Not bad. Alright, next park up. No, not next park up. We have X-Blade on the list. Real quick one on this. Tony's being grumbly. I know, sweetie. I'm trying to finish this as fast as I can for you. And Viper 2. Wow, there's 2 on this. Let's see on this for us. I'm not even gonna go back and forth. Speed round. X-Blade. Probably one of the best other wing coasters I've been on besides the Thunderbird we talked about. This one has a decent layout, has a lot of inversions. Way it twists around the line is great. Nice near misses. Very well themed for Six Flags. And yeah, that's it. So theming 2. This is good for Six Flags. 1.5, but 2. 2 thrills, 2 fun, 2 force only 1. It's not a very forceful ride. So 2, 4, 6, 7, I believe. Yes, 7-pointer, just like Raging Bull. Last ride in the park is the Vipère, their wooden clone of the Coney Island Cyclone. Another ride I need to get to. I want to make Cyclone my 400th. I don't know how I'm gonna make it happen, but if I can, that'd be awesome. There's a reason they cloned this classic ride because it's a good ride. The first half kind of meanders, but second half, once you hit that double down in the middle way through, it's got Ghost Rider syndrome. We'll call it Ghost Rider syndrome. Once you hit that point, you just start flying. And I did get to ride it backwards once. So, score. So that's some thinking of the station. We'll give it a point on that. Thrills, 1.5. 1-1. 1 fun. 2 force because the second half. 1 point for the second half. So it still gets a 6. Still better than... What's a 5-star on here? Better than El Toro. Jesus Christ. Alright. Ooh, Six Flags, Magic Mountain. I think this is our... Yeah, we're getting close to the end. So, Magic Mountain. We got Full Throttle. This is their premier launch coaster, one of them. And this is a ride that's... I had low expectations for, but had a high thrill. So it's got a really good first launch, nice and forceful. It's this gigantic loop that gives you some nice hang time, some little fluidoos, switches around. Nice launch sequence, which was expected, but I didn't expect the theming to be that high on that part. And the last airtime hill. It's like a top hat at the end of a ride. It's heavily braking on the way down, but don't worry about it. This was a fun ride. This was a fun ride. We got theming 1, thrills 2 probably. Yeah, this is a lot better than expected, so you too on that. Forces. Not the most forceful, but the airtime was nice. So I guess point on that. So air, 2, 2, 6 right there. And the extra points. We'll give it an expectation bonus. We'll make it 7 because I wasn't expecting that ride to be that good. Twisted Colossus. There's a ride I expected to be that good. This is going to get docked up points. I'll tell you right now. Because I never got the duel. But this was their RMC. One of the 2 RMCs. Wonder Woman is not appearing on this list. I was a little underwhelmed by it. But Twisted Colossus was great. This is a very long dueling coaster. It's supposed to duel. Rewrite from a big racing coaster that's goodbye-bye. And it's insane. You got some near vertical drops. You got some really nice overbank turns and inversions and stalls and stuff like that. Classic RMC goodness. What would make this ride better is if it got time to duel. I know this is beyond everything. Like, I think there was actually a point where Six Flags had to go back and say, we can't duel anymore for some reason. But, yeah, if I got that duel, this would easily be ranked up. As it stands now, though, theming, the ride itself doesn't have much theming, but it does have a steampunk area. That's going to get points for that. So, nothing there. 2s across the board for the rest of it, obviously, is freaking RMC. Very thrilling, very fun, very forceful. 6 points right there. Extra points, at least 1 for being a steampunk area. I want to give it a point for expectations, but I'm also taking that point away immediately for me never getting the duel. So, nice 7-pointer. I expect this to be better. I honestly expect this to be one of my favorite RMCs, but apparently it's not doing as well as some of the other ones on this list. If we got the duel, maybe. Be at 8 or 9. What else is there? West Coast Racers, another premier launch coaster. This is one that I was completely underwhelmed by. I thought it was just going to be a mech coaster. I only rode it once, but that one time was good. And if I had more time in the park, even after 2 days there, probably would have ridden it more times. But talking about dual coasters, I didn't get a dual coaster. This is actually a fusion of these 2 rides. I feel very awkward about this ride because they have a good launch coaster by Premier. They have a good dueling coaster, supposedly, if it duels. This is a dueling launched coaster. Why? Every other park deserves this more. That said, it's a good ride. Like, the duels, fantastic. The force, somewhat forceful. Like, I'm kind of want to dock it a little bit for the restraints being a little annoying, but that's just how they do that. Actually has theming. I mean, the shed in the middle is kind of awkward, but it's still theming, so it still counts. And it's a decently long ride, just because you do essentially go through the whole circuit twice, being a Studio Mobius thing. So, for West Coast Coasters, West Coast Racer, whatever it's called, we got 2 in theming. It has theming as a Six Flags park. A Thrills, give it a 1 there. Not the most, but not the worst. Very fun ride, 2 on there. Force, probably a 1, maybe a 2. I don't want to give this better rating than freaking Twisted Colossus. It's going to have a better rating than Twisted Colossus. It's definitely blew me away. Was not expecting this to be any more in the filler coaster, but it definitely blew me away. 777, not bad Six Flags. And 7s across the board. Then this one is going to be big. This was my 300th coaster. I say it would be 300 for a reason. X2. The last great coaster from Aerodynamics before they went under. This is basically an RMC designed by the boys. So Six Flags basically has 3 RMCs if you think of it that way. Yeah, this thing is insane. I can't think of a way to describe a 4th dimension coaster other than you have to ride it for yourself. It's the way like that the 4th axis works, that you're constantly flipping around both ways. 2.5 hours, wow. Even going faster, so doing a long stream. What was I saying? Yeah, the 4th dimension, you're just flying around everywhere. The twists and turns are completely different than Raven turns. You don't know which way you're going. Theming, kind of. Like the fire thing and the station was decent, but that's about it. Music? Question mark? I forgot if music was working on my... Now I don't think music was working on my cycle. So, should have, but we're not good for that. Really, the only thing that stopped this ride from being top tier is the fact that I only got to ride it once because of the storage policies. Every other ride in the park is like optional places and things in the station stuff. And I usually travel with either with my Raise Energy bag that I can fit everything in, or put everything in cargo pockets. But they are required, I guess through the nature of the ride, they are required to have paid lockers. No, that's bad. Steel Vengeance did that for a while, and it was sad, but now they're free lockers. Every other park that I've been to that has lockers has free lockers. Why? Why Six Flags? Are you mandatorily requiring paid lockers besides your Six Flags? Hopefully the merger doesn't do that for us at Parks. Oh god, I just realized that. If I go back to your point, I'm required to pay for Steel Vengeance again. Yeah, the ride itself is absolutely mind-boggling. I'm just knocking it for that and the fact that I had a really rough ride, so I could only really ride it once, but that one was number one. So, for its score, we're going to give it 1 for theming. Does have theming. Definitely 2s across the board for being a... was it fun? Yeah, it was fun. 1 in fun, actually. 1 in fun just because that also counts for rideability. And like I said, I was only able to ride it once. So 1 theming, 1 rideability, 2 thrills, 2 force. Gets the point for being my 300th, no matter what landmark coaster. Does he get anything else? Yeah, it's one of a kind. It's just one of a kind. Until I go to Asia and ride the newer ones, it's one of a kind. So 8 pointers. Best ride in the park, according to this list. I thought Twisted Colossus was personally. Like, Twisted Colossus was one I went back to multiple times. Well, apparently it sucks too. Alright, last Six Flags Park. No, I lied. I have St. Louis on the list. Let's do that one real quick. We're gonna go through these backwards. So, American Thunder. Not much to say about this one. It's another GCI Twister. I rode it once because I was only there for a little bit. I might have to go back this year and re-ride to see if I still liked it or not. But GCIs and GCIs. No theming. Fun ride. Would have re-ridden if I could. Thrilling enough. And very forceful. So 5 points on that one. Real quick. Cool. Thank you for joining us, American Thunder. The one I actually liked there is probably Mr. Freeze, which was reverse blast back when I was there. Is it still reverse? Help me out, RCDB. Help me out, RCDB. Tell me if it still goes backwards. For 2012, I think it was reverse renamed. Okay, so according to RCDB, it's currently still the reverse, which means that you get launched out backwards the first time. But this is a real cool, really interesting boomerang captain ride, which most of the time you'll see a boomerang is just like, oh, we go up a hill and down, or oh, we go through the loop-de-loops and then we go backwards through the loop-de-loops. This one launches you up a top hat, which is actually an inside inverted top hat. Goes around a turn and goes through a vertical spike, which boosts you up even more through a second launch. So second way through, you're going even faster than first time. Really cool. Launches on this were great. I remember... No, it was back. It was forwards. So I heard the same before it was backwards launch, I think. Yeah, because I was going to say one of the highlights I remember was going through that top hat at the very end backwards. But, yeah, it's forceful. The boost was really cool. Nice theming to Mr. Freeze and all that stuff. And yeah, like I said, just the hang time going through that upside down inversion when you go backwards is an experience. So for Mr. Freeze's final score, we got... it's going to get at least a point for theming. It's really good theming for the Six Flags Park. Whatever you guys have then. Thrill 2, yeah. Fun 2, yeah. Force 1, 2 is very floaty, but I don't want to give it full points for that because there's no regular time. So 1, 1, 2, 2. That's 6 so far. Extra points. Why is this thing insane? 7. Alright, now we're finally at the last Six Flags Park, which is one that I should have gone back to last year. Had multiple chances to, but their schedule did not align with my own, so I didn't get a chance to go there. Six Flags over Georgia, Fiesta, Texas. There is two things here. We'll get through this backwards. I list the Superman on here, and I'll tell you why. This will be a good one to get pictures of. Can I please get back? Please, please, please. I noticed I wasn't doing this, but I want to show off this. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Unknown. Alright, so most of the time, Superman Ultimate Flight is a generic flyer coaster. No one cares. Cool, cool, cool. Look at it go. Got your pretzel loop, and you got some blooper loops that go around. No one cares. This one is special. Not only was it the first one since one that was based around, but it actually goes through terrain. Like, it's built on the hillside, and each of these curves and the tunnels and stuff actually go over the hill. Like you see right there is a part right there. It goes up the mountain for the lift hill. There's the actual tunnel that goes through. Goes over the things. Like, in general, this is the best Six. Not the best Six Flags. This is the best Superman. This is the best Superman. And I'm going to give it some credit for that. So points, we'll give it at least one. We'll give it at least one in theming for its line and the maybe two for the tunnels and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, sure, we'll give it two. Why not? Thrill, 1 is a Superman. Fun, 1, 2. Give it a 2. Flyers are interesting. Flyers, no, but it's not as rewritable because that flying position's weird. So only give it 1 point on that. So 3 and 2, thrill 1, force. These aren't too forceful. The pretzel loop, absolutely the pretzel loop gets it. And extra points for it being a unique one, so 6 points right there. Not bad for a clone. Let's talk about the ride that's not a clone. I keep on saying my favorite hypercoaster. This, I don't know. I don't know why this is my favorite hyper, just because I've only ridden it once. You get back down there again. Has some cool elements. Goes out of the park. Giant helix. Very floaty on the hills. I remember... Do I have that picture up? If we still have the picture, I'll show the picture. Six Flags over Georgia. It's like the one good thing that Facebook still has is all my old albums. Dude, Thomas! There it is. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm going to show you a picture of what I looked like when I got off of this ride. Maybe. Never mind. I'll put it in post. We'll go into the actual video. But, like, basically when I got off and I still had hair, my hair was, like, completely frazzled. That's how forceful this thing is. That's how much airtime you get on this thing. That's all I'm going to say about it. So, score on Goliath. It doesn't really have a theme. That's fine. Very thrilling, very fun, very forceful. Definitely would have written if I had to. And we'll give it a point for my hair. 7 points. Not bad. Alright, we're on Six Flags. We only got a couple parks left. Going on to... Aww. I get to shout out Stricker's Grove. I love this place. This is a tiny park in the Cincinnati area. It's only open a couple of days a year, so make sure you check those calendars for the public times. Otherwise, it's just like a small midway that they usually rent out to parties and stuff. They have 2 coasters here, both based on Coney Island. So automatically getting a point for that. This one goes under Phoenix Syndrome. Goes under the fact that looks very small and unassuming, but holy spaghettis. Holy insane airtime. Does it have buzz bars? I'm trying to remember if it has buzz bars. I'm looking up pictures right now. Show me the Strickers. There's a lot of comments on this one. I feel like it had buzz bars. Yeah, it does. Awesome. I love buzz bars. Yeah, the airtime on this thing is pretty unassuming, especially if you're in the back. The first few drops are kind of whatever, but there's this one like almost flat tabletop section towards the center of the ride that like you love it. You're like, okay, cool, whatever. Boop, ba doop, ba doop, ba doop, ba doop. And you just get ejected from that drop off it. Peak. If you go down to, if you're able to make it down to the Strikers at any time, I'd highly recommend this ride. All right, so for score, 0 theming, whatever, I don't care. It has no theming to it. Thrill, sure. Fun, absolutely a 2. Force, that airtime's gonna make it a 2. Extra point, he gets a point for being a Coney Island ride. So that's gonna be a 7. Cool. Temple Coaster in the middle of nowhere is getting as good as stuff like Ghost Rider and Twisted Colossus. That's all I'm gonna say. My rating system's weird. Right, Hellcat. Did I mention Hellcat? I don't know if I put Hellcat on this list. I've only ridden it once in the parks since it's gone defunct, so I can't remember it. But I remember it being a very forceful ride, and I have to clarify, the one in Timber Falls. Could we bring pictures, please? There we go. It's called Avalanche on the thing. It's going by both. It's gone by both Avalanche and Timber Falls. No, you suck. Yeah, this was a very small ride, just kind of wrapped around the mini golf area that it's part of. Okay theming because of that, because of all the mini golf theming. But this thing was like packed to the brim with airtime. It didn't look like much, it was a 3-car train, but it was packed to the brim with airtime. I remember flying around this thing the whole time. So, doesn't look like... I'll give it theming points, just for the fact that it was going around the mini golf thing. So we got theming 1, thrills, more thrilling, more forceful, I remember, so 2 there. Fun, I only got to ride it once, but I probably would have rewritten it, so we'll give it 1 there. 1, 2, 4, 6. Okay, 6 points, respectable. Moving on. This one's probably making it. We're almost done. This one's probably making it. Y'all saw it on a thumbnail on as clickbait for my previous top 10. It was number 1 for my previous top 10 of the year, and I gushed about it during the actual video I was there. Ladies and gentlemen, VelociCoaster. Do I need to really mention why this is... This might actually be a 10. This might actually be the only 10 star on here. Oh, it's going to be my top coaster. Because it's going to be the auto 10. It's probably going to be my top coaster. Alright, let's make this quick. VelociCoaster. Theming. Jesus Christ. Have you been to Universal? Have you seen a whole bunch of raptors run around the freaking line? Can we talk about the line? How it has, like, all the animatronics and just, like, the launch effect and everything. And backstory of Chris Pratt, lol. The actual ride has amazing theming all throughout. The environment going over the lake and, like, the whole raptor cage being next to everything. The first half is kind of meanders, but because that makes very floaty, and that is only enhanced by all the theming goes through. Fun, absolutely. If this wasn't at the park it was at and there was actually lines for it, I would have rewritten it all day long. Forces, yeah. It's forceful. It's forceful. It's forceful. That's the thing. I'm not looking. Just get in 10. Get in 10. This is probably going to be number 1. Spoilers. But you've also made it a good 2, near 3 hours to hear that, so yeah. VelociCoaster is probably my favorite. Let's talk about the last few parks. Actually, no, we're still here. We're still here. We're talking about the Hulk. This was another ride that I went on with the family. Do I have that picture? Yeah, that's the top one. That's my first trip to Iowa. Went with the family. It's part of my sister's birthday, so shout out to that. I guess. Another B&M that raised my expectations. This was a sit-down launch coaster, and it basically has this very interesting start where you just like shoot out of a cannon, Hulk sound effects, all that fun stuff, and like that first half is insanely forceful. I know everyone talks about the Mosasaurus roll on Velocicoaster. The barrel roll at the top of the lift hill is honestly almost as good. Over the lake with his big forceful inversions. Second half kind of peers out a little bit, but still fun. Still a good long ride. Cool. So we're going to give it 2 for theming, obviously. Thrills, probably 2... Yeah. Fun. We'll say 1 because it peers out a little bit at the end. But 2, 2, 1. Forceful, 1. Underwhelming factor, cool. So 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. Still 7. Still 7. Still very respectable. It's not Velocicoaster. Dueling Dragons, I gotta mention duels. We're talking about every coaster I've been on, not just the ones that are currently operating. But can we do this? Can we do this? Please. Whatever. What are you doing, CB? You don't know how to spell Hulk? That's so weird. There we go. Alright, let's bring this up, please. That'd be great. I'll do a before and after real quick. Thank you. Let's make this big for a sec. Okay, so the park now. It's got this thing. Cool. Harry Potter coaster. Pretty cool looking. It was closed out when I went, so definitely check out last time I was there. When I went, though, it looks something like this. It has 2 dueling inverted roller coasters that were both equally awesome. So that's all I'm going to say about it. Very well themed. Dueled every single time until they had to modify it and then didn't duel, but that's besides the point. Very well themed, obviously. I don't remember it being too forceful, but I could be wrong. The inversions were probably very flippy on and everything. It looked like the blue one had an airtime hill too, so maybe. So for its score, we're gonna give it 2 on theming, 2 on thrills because it's insane, 2 on fun because it's insane, 1 on force. So 2, 4, 6, 7. It's beating Hulk. Shut up. Give an extra point because I got to ride in because it's an awesome dueling coaster. And final parks. We have 2 to talk about. Real quick, shout out to Baltimore. I've only been there once. I may go there again this turn. Airfly 2. That's a Knife on 1 coaster. This has a very interesting setting to it. Can we please go back and show off some pictures? That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Thank you. Ravine Flyer 2. Basically, this thing is like nice little twister coaster on top of the hill. Well, that's the top of the hill. It's also a train coaster that goes over the highway. Like, this takes your out of the park coasters to another level. Just this over the highway. I love it. It's very fast. Got a great view of Lake Erie right there. Try to remember how well it runs. I remember that it has some decent floaty parts too. It has some decent force. Just can't remember the specifics because it's been so long, but like, we get points for the location of it. We absolutely get points for the location of it. So for Raven scores, got 0 for theming, unfortunately. However, everything else checks out because it's very thrilling, very fun. I wrote it many times, and it had some decent forces to it. And we'll give an extra point for dislocation. So, it's a 7. Yeah, we'll give a point for location. Not going back on it. Last park is Worlds of Fun, the park that I never thought would be on this list. A park that I thought would have just been like a stepping stone on my way to Silver Dollar City. But Mamba and Prowler. End of video. Mamba, going back to our old friend Magnum, the old school hypercoaster. It's made by Morgan, it's not made by Arrow, it's a different manufacturer even though it looks very similar. First half, very good. Got a nice kink on the first drop that gives you some great airtime. Got a very long, forceful low-to-ground helix. And the return run would be nice if the trims didn't kill it. So, zero theme. 2 thrill, 1 fun because the second half peters out. 2 force. 5 star, respectable. Last coaster. What I rate Mystic Timbers at? I don't even see you. There is Mystic Timbers. I got 8, so we're giving it a 7. Cool. Prowler. Why did no one tell me that they had the first Mystic Timbers there before I went? The same exact rides concept. Low fat to the grounds, very twisty out and back coaster, lots of forceful air time, lots of twists and turns. It just didn't have the shed. 7. Alright, so thanks for joining me. This was my list of my top 66. We're trying to figure out how to get it down. This was just initial thoughts. I might go back and fix a couple of these later, but I am seeing a couple 9s and 8s already, so I think we might have some good progress here. If you guys enjoyed this kind of stream, make sure to leave a like. I don't know who's really watching it right now, but if you're back later and you got this far, make sure to leave a nice little like. Subscribe if you're new. All that fun stuff. I'm about 150 now. Thank you so much, everyone. But we're trying to hit 200 by February, and we're getting kind of close to that. So, sub if you enjoy. Of course, as always, if you want to help support me on this channel, I know I've said it a couple times, but we're at the end, so let's go ahead and chill. Raise Energy. Delicious, nutritious energy drink. Get it at repsports.com for 15% off using code SkyRidge. And of course, if y'all TCG players, check my TCG player link. I got a page. I sell trading cards. But those ways help support me on the channel, help upgrade our equipment, and of course, for more subjects of this kind of place, help send me on more trips. I've already handed out a couple times, but I'm thinking this year if I can make it, we do a nice little Canada trip, finally hit Canada's Wonderland, or jolly old England. Like, even without Thorpe, even without the fact that they're getting Hyperion on this amazing looking coaster, Alton Towers has been absolutely at the top of my bucket list ever since maybe Jared played Roller Coaster Tycoon. So, there's that. I would love to go to England, ride some cool stuff, and be freaking Doctor Who freak or whatever. Yeah. Been going for nearly 3 hours. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go play with my dog now. So, always embrace the infinite. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching and everything. Can I bring up the thing? Can I bring up the thing? I'm really proud of this thumbnail. I'm really proud of this. I made it for the merger, and I've just... I love it. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of the thing. Cute. Alright, peace out, guys.